see, the usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Okay. Yeah. On this day.
On this day.
You should see Kerry. You should see the look on his face.
You can see him. X96.com/live.
See the look on his face, and as he holds up his finger.
A dramatic pause.
On this day.
On this day, in 2003, Johnny Cash died.
So he broke his rusty cage and ran to heaven.
Yep.
Or hell. Where did he go?
He went to hell.
Probably.
That's where all the good people go?
No, South Park proved.
Oh, was he one of the...
unless you're Mormon, everybody
right.
goes to hell.
Everybody goes to hell except the
that's
Mormons.
not... So, well, that means I won't go to heaven with you guys then.
Nope, you'll be in.
That's a bummer.
Well,
nope, you'll be in hell.
Yep.
All right.
I don't... Okay, I got tricked yesterday.
Oh, this is Richie running in to tell me
I'll get you.
Okay.
You'll just have to wait a little while.
Okay.
He's given up on me. You notice he said, I'll get you.
No, you're already there.
You're on the boat.
You got an invite to the party.
That's true. I'm still...
You just wait.
Okay.
Little spirit prison.
I don't have to be married to you in heaven, do I?
Maybe.
Okay.
It happens eventually.
Yeah. Not as swingers.
You can have all the women you want in heaven. So I got tricked yesterday. I almost got tricked.
Almost?
Is this,
Almost.
are you sure you want to waste this here when the show
Almost
hasn't
got
started?
tricked. I almost got tricked. Yeah, this is good. This fine because this is
Because this isn't the
ultimately
show.
it's inconsequential. That's why I put it right here.
Okay.
Because this is not really the show.
No.
I was at Rite Aid. You know, it's one of my favorite stores.
I
Rite
love
Aid.
Rite
It's where I
Aid.
get my distilled water and my earplugs.
Your CPAP supplies?
I get my distilled water. I get my earplugs there, and deodorant. Sometimes I buy deodorant there. So anyway, I'm at the Rite Aid, and there on the counter, Oreos.
Nice.
Big package of Oreos, a couple of stacks of them there. There's an Oreos candy bar now too. I noticed, but these Oreos said special Halloween Oreos, and I went, oh great, another new flavor for us to try. And I picked them up and put them down next to my bottle of distilled water, and then I said, wait a minute, because I looked at the label and it said it's orange. Cream, but it says no difference in flavor.
No flavor.
Yeah. No difference. It's just orange for
cream.
Halloween. So I said, nah, I'm putting these back. Nope, not buying them.
Still got them.
Not falling for it. No.
The regular Oreo.
They just taste like damn Oreos.
Yeah,
I don't care.
But those are good.
No, I don't really care that much for Oreos. I just want to
the flavor ones.
I want to try out
the
creative.
Try out the flavor ones, and I'm on the lookout. I'm on the prowl for them. But yeah,
you mentioned distilled water, and this is just again, this part of the show doesn't count, so it doesn't need to be interesting.
Right? I've proved that already.
It's CPAP chat.
I try to support local products and business when I can, but in the case of distilled water, the Mount Olympus distilled water is always more expensive than the regular, and so I don't.
Yeah, Rite Aid is like $1.29 a gallon or something.
Well, there was a special at the store, and they were the same price. Okay. So I bought 2 jugs of Mount Olympus distilled water.
Right.
And not only did the cap leak, but the labels, both of them, were not centered, and they were partially peeled off. You could tell that the machine that was placing the labels on the jugs was not doing it properly or even finishing the job. And so it stuck to the bag that I had carrying it in, and it was just miserable.
If they don't care about their distilled water, why should you?
Exactly.
How much distilled water do you go through?
About a gallon a month. Maybe a gallon and a half.
Yeah,
not a lot.
Yeah, not a lot.
No. It's $1.29, for the. I think what it's called. I forget what it's called at Rite Aid. Big water, or something like that.
Star brand.
Yeah, it's just distilled water.
All right.
Well, I'm glad the show didn't start.
It didn't have to start yet. No.
But we do need your check-ins. We'll officially begin the program in just a couple of minutes, and you can call and check in right now. Let us know what you're doing. Where do you like to shop for distilled water? What brand do you like?
Is that our expo today? Distilled water brand?
877-602-9696 is the number. You can check in, give us a little accounting of yourself, your agenda, tell us who you are, what you're doing, and then we send out people to keep tabs on you. That's basically why we do this.
Drones.
877-602-9696 is the number. Some random caller is going to win a prize. It's tickets to see the Use It.
Yep.
So do that. You know, it's distilled water makes me think of water in general, and water makes me think of Shamrock Plumbing.
ShamrockPlumbing.net.
They're coming to my house tomorrow. I have an appointment.
What are they doing?
This time of year, I always get the pipes out to the street, chopped up the branches the roots that come into the
They were just at my
pipes.
house about 2 weeks ago doing some work, and they need to come back. I got a couple of other things for them to do. They are our plumbers at Shamrock Plumbing. If you need a plumber for an emergency, you can call them. I called them on the weekend, on Saturday, because my plumbing was making some noise. Now, I described it to the guy, and he said, "Look, it doesn't sound like anything's going to go crazy.
You can wait a couple days.
You should wait a couple of days because it's more expensive for me to come out here on the weekend.
That was nice of
on
them.
an emergency call. So if you can wait till Monday, that's what I would advise you to do. That's Shamrock Plumbing for you. Give them a call if you have big or small plumbing needs. 801-295-1690, or go to their website, shamrockplumbing.net.
I had a Mary Jane candy yesterday.
I've never heard of a Mary Jane candy.
Mary Jane's. Mary Jane's.
You get that in Colorado?
It's you ever heard of Mary Jane?
No.
Famous old candy. Originally made in 1914
That's probably stale.
by the Charles N. Miller Company, later by Stark Candy Company, now manufactured by Necco.
Oh.
And
Did you go back to Backyard Birds?
no, my 11-year-old daughter, little Mrs. Bill, went up to the 7-Eleven and came back and said, "Look, they have Mary Jane's up there."
She knows what that is?
Sure, she's had them before. But listen, we know candy in our family.
Old candy.
And new candy. They know all kinds of candy. The candy, Mary Jane's, Charles Miller invented this candy and named them after his favorite aunt, Mary Jane.
Ah.
And there's a picture of a little girl on
Wonder how his other aunts felt about that.
well, he had a favorite aunt, Mary Jane. Maybe he didn't have any others, but they're terrible.
Really?
I'd forgotten how terrible they are. I think they maybe used to be a little better. It's peanut butter, essentially, or peanut. There used to be peanut butter, sort of more peanut butter in them, and peanut butter and molasses. And they're chewy, like taffy.
Yeah.
But now they're just more sort of molassesy and sugary and very little peanutty. I was disappointed, but she was excited to find them and enjoyed them. Never had a Mary Jane? No. Would you eat a Mary Jane if somebody gave you one?
Not when you've described it, how terrible it is.
Well, but I mean, if I just said it was peanut butter and molasses, would you go, "Oh, I'll try that"?
Yeah.
You don't have anything against molasses? No. It's just kind
What
of...
would I have against molasses?
Well, I don't know. You have weird food things.
Molasses is fine.
I thought, I think it's...
I have things in common with molasses.
That's well, you're as slow as it.
Yes.
But in January, that's what my mother used to say. "Would you hurry? You're as slow as molasses in January," which is, I think, the slowest of all molasses.
And I'm referencing Bugs Bunny twice again on today's show.
Yeah.
He was borrowing a cup of molasses from somebody. He had his coffee cup. Elmer shot a hole through it. And it's snowing around, okay? And it starts to run out, and he goes, I didn't think molasses would run in January.
Yeah, there you go. And then of course there's all different. There's blackstrap molasses, which is the realies. See, I didn't think you'd like molasses because it's too strong.
It's
It's like strong syrup.
You don't need a spoonful of it. It's an ingredient amongst other things.
Some people use it in lieu of syrup on things.
Ew.
They'll drizzle molasses on their pancakes or on cereals or whatever. I find it a little. Oh, and the brand of molasses that you buy in the grocery store
has a rabbit on it.
It's Brer Rabbit.
Yeah.
Brer Rabbit molasses. So I
insist on Brer Rabbit molasses.
Buying molasses.
I don't think we can go into the whole reason that Why Brer Rabbit might be on the...
Ask your grandpa about Song of the South, kids.
Yeah. Or when you go to Disneyland. What is it? Big Thunder
Splash
Mountain?
Mountain.
Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain is full of characters that Disney no longer promotes or uses.
But they're in there.
Yeah, that ride.
But that's the only place. Your laughing place. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
Your laughing place.
That's where Brer Rabbit is.
Yeah. I like that ride, actually.
Always get wet.
And it's a nice place to cool off at Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
All
right, now we can begin.
We officially begin the program now. So,
officially beginning the program, brought to you by Hoops Vision. Call today for your free LASIK consultation. It's your life. See it better. Take control. Make the call, 877-30-LASIK, or go to hoopsvision.com.
And again, there's still probably time for you to get your call in for check-ins, 877-602-9696. The moon, 58.8% of full. It is a waning gibbous moon. We will have another full moon on October 5th. The moon will set today at 1:57 p.m., today being Tuesday. It's the 12th day of September in the year of our Lord 2017. And this is North America's most vacillating, most oscillating, most titillating radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. The senior executive producer of the Radio from Hell show is Richard Stedman. And Dylan Allred is producing video, which you can see at x96.com/live. And Katie, for short, is here helping out. It is National Chocolate Milkshake Day.
Ooh, Dylan, get on it.
It's a Video Games Day.
Let's combine the two.
But most importantly, also, this September 12th is Ants on a Log Day.
There's a whole day dedicated to ants on a log?
I'm not, well, it says National Ants on a Log Day. The Register of National Day calendar has designated the second Tuesday in September of each year as National Ants on a Log Day. This day recognizes the iconic and healthy food snack enjoyed by millions of people across the U.S. and around the world.
Apparently, Richie's growing celery, so you should bring in your ants on a log, Richie.
And it is September. I suppose we should do the Z word of the day in honor of September. The Z word of the day today is Zepper. Zepur. Zepper.
Oh, okay.
An angel, a beautiful, amazing woman, more woman than any man would ever need or want. As in, damn, I wish I was with that Zepper instead of the woman I'm stuck with. Zepper, your Z word of the day. There we go.
Every time you do that, I just want to hear the rest of the song.
That's a great song.
So now it's time for your check-ins, 877-602-9696. Tell us what you're doing, what's going on, how you're faring today, or how you think you'll fare. This is how we base what... And, you really want to be a part of this check-in feature because it is the least popular thing we have ever done on this show. And many are now saying, this is the least compelling thing I've ever heard on any radio program ever.
Least compelling.
Least compelling.
Well, we got you there.
Yeah. So call us, 877-602-9696, and check in. Now we have a live check-in here in the studio. It's our former... I guess you really were. You were an intern.
Yeah, he was.
I sure was, yeah.
Now, were you an unpaid intern, Dick Clark?
I sure was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unpaid intern.
Before the cutoff. I know.
Yeah.
I should have started a union and actually demanded my rights.
Check in. Check in. There you go.
There. Right. Dick's checking in. Why are you here, and what will you be doing today?
Well, I mean, I'm down for meetings, but after hearing all that stuff, I'm going to go home and play some Overwatch and eat some ants on a log with a chocolate milkshake and my Zepper.
Sounds good. Yeah. So, that's right. You married a Zepper, didn't you?
I did. I sure did.
You married a Zepper. And Dick, I'm glad. I'm sure the people that you're meeting with today are glad to hear that you're down for meetings.
I'm down for meetings.
I'm down for meetings. All right. So get out there and have some meetings because it sounds like you're down for it.
That's me.
Thank you, Dick.
Right. Thanks, Dick Clark.
All right. Let's go to John. John is checking in.
Hey, John.
Thank you for letting me listen.
It's our pleasure, John. Can you give an accounting of your day today? What's going to go on with you?
So right now I'm sitting in my parking lot waiting to go in and start my shift at 6:30. I work for customer service.
Yeah, you don't want to get there too early.
You work for customer service? I was just thinking today, I would really hate to be a person who went around wearing a T-shirt that says staff on the back.
You want something more specific?
I don't ever want to wear a T-shirt that says, there was somebody here in the building today wearing a T-shirt, and on the back of it says staff. Are you a member of the staff, John?
No.
Oh, good. All right. Well, try to have a good day at work. Can you go in a little early, or do they not open the doors until 6:30?
No, they can. I just like to kind of hang out and listen to you guys as much as I can before my shift starts, and then
you're smoking weed, aren't you?
I have to go get a tire rotation.
You're smoking weed, aren't you? You're sitting there getting high before you go into work.
No? I wish.
No.
He wishes.
All right. All right. Have a good day, John.
You too.
John. JJ the Butcher is here. Now, he's either a fighter or he's actually a butcher.
That's a good name for a fighter.
Yeah, or he's just a butcher.
JJ, what do you mean just a butcher?
Not just a butcher.
Yeah, I mean,
or he's a butcher.
It's a very talented
actually
job.
A butcher.
Are you an actual butcher of meat?
I am.
Where do you do your butchering?
I am on my way to Park City to sling meat at Whole Foods Market.
You sling meat at Whole Foods.
Have you noticed more people coming into Whole Foods ever since Amazon took over and lowered the prices? Because I just read an article about that.
We're actually getting quite a few new customers, people who haven't been in before, wanting to see the new prices. And yeah.
Are the prices really, as a person who works there all the time, are they significantly different?
So I haven't noticed as far as a lot of the stuff in the other departments, but like a lot of our higher end steaks and stuff went down a significant amount, like 25-30%.
Wow.
Like prime steaks, natural steaks have gone down by quite a bit.
And that's I mean, Whole Foods, whatever you
pretty
may,
good meat,
yeah,
yeah.
whatever you may say
Yeah.
about them, they have a very good meat department.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that's-
I may have to rediscover Whole Foods. I originally discovered it was too high priced for me.
Oh, go
Now
have,
it's
take
time
another
to
look.
rediscover.
I think that's what a lot of people. You're seeing new people, JJ, but you're probably seeing people who are now coming back to Whole Foods as well.
Yes. So, the Park City Market, we kind of have the luxury of having a lot of customers that
Yeah.
don't have a huge concern about price.
Yeah.
But, they appreciate lower prices as well.
Yeah. But downtown, I bet they're having that resurgence.
Could I ask you, JJ, what is your favorite meat to butcher?
Definitely a bone-in ribeye.
Yes.
Nice marbling.
Mm-hmm. You like to butcher that, cut it up,
That's
and then
my favorite steak right there.
and then take it home. Hey, have you guys? I bought one of these from you once, and I haven't seen them since. But Harmon's has them now. These big old tomahawk steaks.
Yeah. Well, so basically, a tomahawk steak is a bone-in ribeye that just has the entire rib on it.
Yeah. It's,
And we get it during the summertime for grilling occasionally.
yeah.
So it's not different than any other ribeye, but it's kind of a fun novelty to have like this caveman, like
Yeah.
a club almost.
You just like to say
of a
tomahawk.
rib.
Yeah. It's It's stupid. I think it's dumb.
I'll eat it.
I bought one.
I agree.
I bought one once, and they just leave a bunch of bone. There's no meat on that
Because you
part
cut
of the bone.
you cut that off anyways.
So anyway, thanks, JJ.
Thanks, JJ.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Trooper S checking in, reminding people to be nice to police officers. I was on a bike this morning. I pulled a lady over. She gave me attitude. Then some dude drove by, threw a soda at me, and called me a pig.
Well,
Don't do that.
Cops on a bike. Some people don't take them seriously sometimes. They should, but if you're on a bicycle, now I assume he meant a bicycle, not a
I don't
said
know.
bike.
He said bike.
He said
And he
bike.
says he's a trooper.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a motorcycle.
I'm betting he's a UHP.
But don't do that. Sorry,
He or
Trooper
she.
S.
Could be a she. Let's see. Just checking in. My vape broke this morning. It sucks. All right. Let's see. Antonia is here.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. What's up with you, Antonia?
I'm just going to work now and packing to move up to Harriman.
Why are you moving to Harriman?
Cheaper rent for 5 of us living in a 3-bedroom.
Wow, that's a big family. So is it you and who else is in the family moving there?
It's just me and my husband and our friends.
Okay. You and your husband and your friends.
Friends.
Huh, friend. So you and your husband and your friend. Is it a really close friend?
They're really close friends. I work with one of them.
It's friends, plural.
Oh, well.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
Good
Antonia.
luck, Antonia.
I'm not sure what's going on there with
Thanks.
Antonia.
Bye-bye.
What's going on there is the rent's too damn high, Bill.
Rent's too
That's
damn
what's
high.
going on there.
Our friend Stuart Graves checking in. Pasang and I are listening from Singapore. Oh, wow. Checking in from work, also checking in on behalf of my family in Florida. They're safe and sound, but without electricity, and will be so for at least a week, not exaggerating. It may be more than a week, from what I'm hearing. But everybody seems to be okay.
Meg, the manager, ever mention I manage Rite Aid?
Ah.
It's Big Wind Water,
Big
Bill.
Wind water.
Big wind.
I knew it was big something. It was big water.
Tana, our photographer friend checking in from St. Louis, they're expecting a verdict from a judge today that the city is preparing for unrest and possible riots.
Uh-oh.
I need around 90% from you.
From where is that?
St. Louis.
Huh.
Well, Persian Steve is sick, Bill. Maybe you guys have the same thing.
Maybe.
Have you been kissing Persian Steve?
No, I don't. No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Holly is checking in.
Holly.
Hey, guys.
Holly, what's up with you today?
So I'm pretty sure that I'm your token West Virginia listener. And I was just wondering, can I be, how do people get their nicknames like Cement Dave and all that? Can I be like Mountain Mama Holly?
Absolutely.
Sure, of course you can.
That's how they got him. Is they just called and said, "Hi, I'm Cement Dave." So if you want to be Mountain Mama Holly, it's all yours.
That's
Okay. Well, I check in almost all the time from Charleston, West Virginia. So
okay,
I'm here to represent.
And you're apparently a John Denver fan, so.
Well,
Well, it's in the song, West Virginia.
I know. And Gina's also a John Denver fan.
Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River, dark and
Somebody
dusty.
didn't tell poor John Denver that this Shenandoah River isn't actually in West Virginia.
Oh, I should have fact-checked him. He's dead now, though. So.
Augured in.
All right. He augured in.
He did.
Yep. Thanks, Holly.
Cool. So I'm in.
You're in.
You are.
Mountain Mama Holly.
No problem.
All right.
Our trooper is trooper is a he and rides a motorbike in the summer, car in the winter. Yeah. Therapist Amy checking in. Clients are getting the crap helped out of them today.
Crap. I'm going to help the crap out of you.
Casey, the newspaper boy, checking in. Still throwing papers, but after we'll be playing Warframe and drinking chocolate milkshakes. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Well, it looks like we have to try today.
We have to give it a bit of effort.
And one of those people won tickets to the Used Saturday, November 25th at the Complex. Tickets are available at ticketfly.com and the Complex SLC.com.
Yeah, if you're the person who wins the tickets when we talk to you, just mention, hey, I'm the ticket winner. Mention that.
We'd like to know.
All right. Let's see now. So coming up, we have Big Boy News, Opinnuendo, and the beginning of our X poll. Mm-hmm. The X poll question is, you've got your pictures, your family, your pets all taken care of. They're out. But what would you take from your home in the event of an evacuation?
Well, one thing would you grab? It's an earthquake, it's a hurricane, it's a fire. What do you grab?
I think it's pretty presumptuous to say that I've already saved my kids and my photos. You know, I might grab the beer first. You never know.
Traffic, we're looking pretty good so far. Looking at the UDOT cameras, it's green all the way up and down the Wasatch Front. So if you're looking at something saying, hey, why doesn't this show up? There's a bad accident right in front of me. Text it to us, 33986.
All right. Let's see. So Big Boy News and the X poll coming up in a moment.
I'd like to have a party, wouldn't you?
Yes.
We could have a party at another party at Park City Culinary Institute.
In Salt Lake.
Yeah, it's here in Salt Lake. Now, one of the reasons that party was so great is because they were able, Park City Culinary Institute, because they're an educational institution, they can have a bar there because they can show you how to make cocktails and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So if you want to book a party there and make alcohol a part of it, they have a way to do that, and I think that's really nice.
You could take the lessons there, classes. You could take the full-blown course and become a chef. Mm-hmm. Or just take a course in a specialty item like pasta or sauces.
And you can have a party there. You can rent out the space for, maybe you're in charge of planning your company Christmas party. That's a place you can do that.
And remember, they can have a bar there because it's an educational enterprise, and that's the way you can have a nice party at Park City Culinary Institute. All you have to do is go to their website and look over everything. ParkCityCulinaryInstitute.com or call them 435-659-5075, Park City Culinary Institute.
John Smith has a...
Thank you.
Rejected a warning by top Arizona utility officials that Arizona's going to cut off power to L.A.
Yeah, this could be a boner.
To Los Angeles if the city proceeds with its boycott of all things Arizona. The mayor on Wednesday defiantly rejected a warning by top Arizona utilities officials that the state could cut off power to Los Angeles should the city proceed with its boycott. Spokesman Dave Beltran told Fox News that the message didn't even warrant a response. We're not going to respond to threats from a state that has isolated itself from America that values freedom, liberty, and basic human rights, Beltran said. That was after Gary Pierce, a commissioner of the 5-member Arizona Corporation Commission, wrote a letter to Villagarosa. I can't say his name. It's Villaragosa.
Just mangle it.
Slamming his city council's decision to boycott the Grand Canyon State in protest of its immigration law by suspending official travel there and ending future contracts with state businesses. Noting that a quarter of Los Angeles' electricity comes from Arizona power plants, Pierce threatened to pull the plug if the city council does not reconsider. Doggone it! If you're going to boycott this candy store, then don't come in for any of it, Pierce told Fox News. Well, I'm sure that they'll do that. I am sure that Arizona... As a matter of fact, if I were California, I'd say, go ahead. Go ahead.
Shut it off.
Go ahead. Put up or shut up.
You already look bad, Arizona. Do that and look worse.
They're not going to do it, is the point.
No.
They would never do it. They can't do it. We're going to cut off your power. Uh-huh. Okay, fine. Do it.
We don't know why either.
Wait a minute. It can't be that bad.
Listen weekday mornings on X96.
All right, 6:37 right now. Time for Big Boy News and Opinnuendo, brought to you by...
Utah presents one-man Star Wars trilogy, one night only, Friday, September 29th, Kingsbury Hall. Get tickets at utahpresents.org.
Thank you.
Let's see. Let's begin with a story for you, Gina.
I appreciate that.
Actually, most of these stories are for you today.
Really?
In this news, the body of a missing 19-year-old Chicago woman found inside a hotel walk-in freezer on Sunday. Walk-in freezer, yes, that's right. According to family members and police, Kanika Jenkins, 19, left her home around 11:30 p.m. Friday to celebrate her new job at a nursing home. The party was on the 9th floor of the Crown Plaza Hotel in Rosebud. Her mother, Teresa, received a call at about 4:30 in the morning on Saturday from Kanika's friends who said, we couldn't find her after the party. Her mother went to the hotel and asked the staff to check surveillance video in hopes of finding any trace of her daughter. The hotel staff referred her to police, and dispatchers told her to wait a few more hours because her daughter could still be out, messing around somewhere with friends. Mm-hmm. Martin and her other daughter went searching for Kanika or anyone who might have seen her. The hotel called police and reported them for disturbing the peace. The mother and the daughter, they were causing a ruckus at the hotel. The family filed a missing persons report Saturday. Staff began canvassing the hotel after the report was filed. Early Sunday morning, the staff of the hotel found Ms. Jenkins in a walk-in freezer, pronounced dead at the scene. Police believe that Kanika, celebrating her new job, got really, really, really drunk, walked into the freezer, the door closed behind her, and she froze to death.
Really?
That's really drunk.
She was so drunk, that was the exact words, she was so drunk she couldn't hold herself up. She was holding on to the wall. Ms. Martin believes her daughter would have had trouble opening the heavy door if she was drunk and would have realized that wasn't getting into an elevator or a hotel entrance. So apparently the door doesn't even lock from the inside. And I guess probably they don't much anymore.
For that very
reason. But she was so drunk she couldn't even get the door open. She said, she said most of walk-in freezers have safety devices that you can get out of them. So they said,
so not foul play.
Well, the mother says, "I think somebody killed my daughter," but the police are pretty much saying reports indicate that she was very, very drunk, and they say we think she just walked in there and couldn't figure out how to open the door and lay down and froze to death. There are now 3 human cases of West Nile virus.
That's what that Highland High School coach died from.
Yeah, confirmed this year in Utah County, health officials said Monday. Statewide, that number is 22. 22 cases, Gina. It's narrowing in on you.
It's coming for me.
Said Dallin Peterson, an epidemiologist who oversees all animal and vector-borne diseases.
Vector-borne diseases? Oh, Hillcrest, I'm sorry. Hillcrest High School.
I don't know what that means, really. Vector-borne.
Sounds scary.
A vector-borne disease.
Air?
No, because the mosquitoes are carrying it around. I don't know. He works for the Utah Department of Health. There's been that one fatal case that Gina just mentioned.
I'm vector-borne.
In Salt Lake County.
Vectors are living organisms that can transmit infectious diseases between humans or from animals to humans.
So the mosquitoes are the vectors. Yeah. So anyway, this should serve as a reminder to all residents to take steps to prevent mosquitoes and West Nile virus. The importance of using insect repellent with DEET cannot be overstated.
Dusk to dawn, put your DEET on.
Yeah. Stinks.
Deeter down, deeter down, deeter down.
University of Utah seismologists say that they've been monitoring hundreds, of small earthquakes in southeastern Idaho over the past 10 days, many of which have been felt by people living here in Utah, while many in northern Utah are feeling the larger quakes. Does this mean a more destructive quake is on the way with all these swarms of small earthquakes that have been? I think I felt one last night. I put something down on the counter. I should check to see if it coincides with the one that at the time. I put something down on the counter and it kept, my house is an old house and you walk around and the floors will rattle things a little bit here and there, and I thought maybe that was it, but it just kept going.
It could have.
Maybe.
Or you got ghosts.
Yeah, I don't think that's it.
But they say this is not an indication that the big one is coming.
Really? Because at 8:45 we got the expert coming.
Be ready, Utah.
The big one, there was one that was a magnitude 4.5 that happened, it says here, this morning, which, looking at the story, I think that means yesterday morning. That earthquake was felt in Idaho and Utah. Researchers say the swarm started 2 Saturdays ago when the magnitude 5.3 quake shook Idaho. Some people living in Salt Lake said that they could feel that one too. An earthquake of this size happens once every 10 years in Utah, the Utah region. So for us, it's like a 10-year event. So this is something we're pretty excited about, said the seismologist. The seismograph station has never seen so many quakes, though, in such a short period of time. But again, they say this is not a predictor of a big earthquake coming. You know what?
That's the problem. There isn't a predictor.
And it's also not relieving any kind of pressure. People used to think, well, you have a bunch of little earthquakes, it's going to relieve some pressure, and you won't have a big one. Not the case, really. No. Things in Florida are damp and dark.
Muddy.
And damaged and disarrayed.
And poopy.
Florida emerged from Hurricane Irma as a landscape of blacked-out cities, shuttered gas stations, shattered trees, and flooded streets, while the now-weakened storm kept sweeping northward. Major streets remained underwater in cities from Miami to Jacksonville, with even more roads snarled by debris. As many as 9 million Floridians lost electricity at some point during the storm, and many are still without power. We should check with our friends in Orlando, Dylan, and see if they have their power back yet. Officials are still assessing Irma's impact on the Florida Keys, which may have borne the worst of the storm. After a survey of the islands, Governor Rick Scott told reporters that he'd seen crippling damage there, including countless overturned trailers, boats washed ashore. Recovery in the Keys will be a long, long road. He said, I hope everybody down there survived. You know who did survive? Hemingway's cats.
Well, good.
The six-toed cats?
Well, 6 and 7. 6 and 7-toed cats, many of them.
Make some really good swimmers.
Yeah, the 6-toed and 7-toed cats from Ernest Hemingway's historic home in Key West. The employees and there are 54 cats, and they are all safe after Hurricane Irma passed through. Dave Gonzalez of the Ernest Hemingway Home and Museum told the network's Ali Velshi that the house weathered the storm with little damage, that all of its 6 and 7-toed cats are okay. However, the employees are without electricity, water, or internet service. Food is in short supply, so he's saying we may start eating the cats.
But they survived the hurricane.
They survived. You know, we kept them alive.
Yep.
They're a good food source. It's fresh meat if we need it. No, he didn't say anything like that at all.
They love those
made
cats.
all of that up. You know, lots of animals were impacted by the hurricane in Florida. There's a great story in the New York Times, I think it was yesterday. No, it was on the 9th. And it shows pictures of all these animals that have been rescued. There's one, I tweeted this actually a day or so ago, flamingos. If you go to @RFHBill, it shows them herding these, not herding really. There's a guy walking, and this line of flamingos is following him as they move to a safer area. And he's just going, come on. And they're almost in a straight line following this guy to a safer area. I heard a great story about flamingos the other day, by the way. You know, you think of them as delicate creatures.
They look delicate.
They look delicate. Not at all delicate. Their legs, for instance, it looks so spindly.
They bend the wrong way.
A lot of flamingos live in, you think of them also as just being completely tropical. That's not true either. Some of them live in fairly harsh climates, and they'll be standing in water that freezes, and they'll just stay there. That's fine.
They're stuck.
It's fine, but it doesn't hurt them. They have these scales on the, like prehistoric dinosaur scales on there, and they are kind of related to dinosaurs. It doesn't hurt their legs. It doesn't, and they wait until they thaw out, and then they go off and look for food. I'll tweet a link to this story mainly for the pictures. There's a picture of people saving dolphins, wrapping them up in little dolphin sweaters.
See that?
Yeah. They're like dolphin blankets or something. There are people saving a pig, some pigs and dogs.
Pigs in a blanket, Bill? Come on.
No, they
photo
didn't.
of that?
No, Gina, they didn't put the pigs in a blanket. All right. They did not do that. They covered them in dough.
Sports weather traffic?
So you had a couple of NFL games last night, and the Broncos won and the Vikings won. And this is good news. The NFL has loosened their regulations for celebrations.
Right. Yeah, that's great news.
It's now legal to have a premeditated group celebration, a choreographed thing where
thank God.
You score and then your teammates come out and you have a little.
America is great again. And there was some baseball game going on.
Well, I'm not done.
Oh, you're going to do that? All right.
No, I had more on this. Twerking is still nothing sexual. So you can't have a choreographed.
So no twerking or
twerk.
thrusting.
Yes.
Okay.
You can't do the pow pow shooting gun. Nothing. No violent imagery. Like you can't like go like shoot and blow the smoke off the end. Can't do
because somebody might be injured.
Can't do that. You can't spike the ball through the goalposts. You know, like pretend it's a basketball and
that's too
go
bad.
up. You can't do that.
Well, they don't want other references to other sports.
I get. But pointing to God, that's okay. But
praying, crossing yourself.
That's okay. That's all right.
To me, that's violent imagery.
Your revelry will be well regimented.
Sorry. Now, what was
baseball game?
What about it?
San Francisco 49ers and the Dodgers. They got
not the 40th.
The San Francisco Giants.
Yeah.
They got a late start apparently, and when I got up this morning at 3:00, they were still playing.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Check on that.
It was in the 8th inning. It's done now, but they were playing. So that would have been like 2:00 in the morning. They were still playing.
Wow. Look.
I think it was in San Francisco.
Weather. So today it'll still be hot and weird, but fall is coming. It's coming tomorrow. 91 for a high today. Brought to you by Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City. You get 100% lifetime powertrain coverage. Your factory powertrain warranty becomes a lifetime warranty online at strongvw.com. Traffic, only one incident to report so far. Crash northbound I-15 and 132nd South in Salt Lake. I'm going to check our message stream quickly because friends of the program are usually very nice and let us know what's going on there by texting it to us 33986. Brought to you by Snowbird Season Passes. They're on sale now. Offer the most benefits of any pass in Utah. Experience the longest season in Utah. 2,500 acres of legendary terrain. Learn more at snowbird.com.
So the X poll, 877-602-9696. Let's say you're in the middle of some natural disaster of some sort, a hurricane, a tornado, an earthquake, something like that, and you have to evacuate. Let's assume that your kids are safe, your photos are safe. Maybe even your pets are safe. I don't know. What would you take?
Yeah.
Assuming all that is safe, what would you? I got to run back. Maybe it's a fire threatening your home. I got to run back in the house, and they're going to let me go in for just a couple of minutes. I've got to save what?
One thing.
Yeah. 877-602-9696. That's the number.
So I sent Dylan a picture. This isn't an actual picture of what I would save, but it is very close. When my husband and I went to Italy.
What is that? Is that? I know what that is.
When my husband and I went to Italy a few years ago, we were in Siena, where this race called the Palio is run every year. A horse race that's run through the streets of Siena. They truck in dirt and they actually race horses through the city. And we bought a painting there of that race. And I forgot to take a picture of it this morning, but I did a quick Google search, and the picture that Dylan put up at x96.com/live is very, very similar to the painting that we bought, and that is the thing that I would go back in and
You would
grab.
go back for that.
Yeah.
See, and I was looking at that, and I thought that was a pile of colorful rags.
Yeah, that's art,
That's
Bill.
what
Art usually looks like a pile
of colorful
yeah.
rags.
That's how you know it's art.
That's my thing.
Let's see. Pauline says, my grandmother's ring and my Hello Kitty collection. Okay.
I'd go get my favorite pair of underpants, but I'm always wearing them. So
they're always with you.
They're always with me. So
Jim says he'd grab the 72-hour kit. Well, I mean,
yeah, that's good.
You know, sure.
Some people are saying my bug out bag, and now we're talking to the folks from Be Ready Utah a little bit later, and my guess is part of their suggestion will be to have a bug out bag.
Yeah.
I bet. Do you guys know what this is? My Minky.
Yeah, it's a blanket.
Yeah. My Minky and the guns.
And the guns, yes. Well, let's see. Empath Tabitha here. I would grab Grandma's lock of hair I have in my place if an emergency.
You have Grandma's lock of hair?
Wow.
Let's see. My passport. Smart, Stuart.
Yes.
Way to
Very
go,
smart.
Stuart.
There's Stuart.
Stuart's thinking.
Doing the thinking.
Because you never be able to go to Singapore, Stuart.
Right.
Like he's in Singapore right now.
Cindy is here. Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. What would you save?
Hello?
Yes.
Oh,
it's
Cindy. Hi, there you are. Sorry about that.
Hi, Cindy. What would you save?
I would save my 3 terabyte external hard drive and my computer.
Yeah,
My notebook.
That's probably a good idea, although you may not have power to use them, but I mean, I guess
That's fine.
You've got a lot of
Even if I
memories.
don't have power, eventually I would get the power so I can print off important documents like birth certificates, social security cards.
You're very smart.
All right.
You're thinking ahead.
Thanks, Cindy.
I try to.
All right.
Thanks, Cindy.
Bye-bye.
Now, Michelle, pillows. Come on, you can get new. Really? You're saving pillows?
It's an orthopedic pillow. I have a bad neck.
You can get a new pillow.
Lindsay says the blanket my grandma passed away in. Richard says my car keys because I will inevitably forget them. My foreign coin collection.
Ooh.
Guns and ammo, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, guns and ammo. Okay.
I'm a makeup artist. I have thousands of dollars in makeup. I would run back in and grab my makeup kit. I definitely grab my Xbox.
My original Dodgers baseball bobblehead doll from the 60s. It's my most cherished possession. My dad gave it to me before he passed away.
My meds. No one wants me homeless and crazy.
Don't go back in there. But my meds.
You know, going back to the hard drive that the woman said she was saved, I forget what television. There was some post-apocalyptic TV show, and there were no more computers. There was no more cell phones. But this poor woman kept walking around with her iPhone, and she said, I've got to find a way to turn this on somehow. It's the only pictures of my kids are on this.
My Disney trading pins. I would grab all my Marvel Blu-ray movie collection. Don't judge. My PC tower, my Xbox, my PS4, and my 3DS, and my girlfriend if there were time.
My porn stash.
All right, so, well, this X poll continues if you insist after these. 877-602-9696. All your family members are taken care of, your pictures are taken care of,
pets.
your pets are taken care of. What's the last thing that you run in to get? All right? It's an emergency. The radio sorry.
What?
I meant to get traffic here. But I neglected to. Sorry.
That's okay.
Well, you could do it without the music.
No, I don't know what to do without the music. Crash northbound I-15 at 132nd South, and that's the only accident being reported this morning. I'll quickly check our message stream, see if anybody sent anything there to 33986. Nope, looks like that's about it.
All right, thank you very much. X-Poll continues after these. KXRK Provo. The Radio from Hell Not Safe for Work episode is online now.
We played Den of Lies.
Sister Dottie was there.
I told a story so filthy I could never tell it on the radio.
We may have cursed a time or and using, the big swears.
You know what you ought to do? Download the Not Safe for Work episode of the Radio from Hell show right now, wherever you get your podcasts. Do it.
Gina, most people, when you go to a party and someone turns on the TV, the party goes from within about 15 minutes to everybody staring blankly at the television.
That's true.
And not talking to each other.
That is true.
So it'll be a good thing to do at the party.
Yeah.
The point of the party, if you're having a TV party, then yeah, turn on the TV.
Yeah.
Otherwise, don't.
Yeah.
Is that why your parties don't work,
I don't
Gina?
know.
Could that
I'm not
be it?
good at having parties.
When's the last time you gave a party?
I don't know. What counts as a party? Is having people over a party? Or do you have to have, like, a celebration of something?
No, I think if you invite people over, it's a party. Even if it's a family dinner, it's a family dinner party.
Oh, then we have those all the time.
Do you?
Yeah.
And the TV goes on.
No.
After dinner?
No. No TV.
During dinner?
No. Music.
Oh.
That's it. No TV.
I love people who watch TV during dinner and have TVs in their kitchens and stuff. That's just really odd,
Just says,
I think.
we don't want to talk to each
Yeah.
other ever for any reason.
Yeah, it's just really strange. I knew a family who had a small TV on their dinner table, and they would eat dinner and watch television.
Sitting on the table.
Yeah.
sitting on the corner of the dinner table, a small television, and it was on when they ate dinner.
So they never talked to each other.
No, not much.
Maybe that kept the fights down.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Now, when we watch TV and eat at the same time, it's because usually we don't have the time to do them both proper. You know,
so then do you take the food to the couch?
Yeah. Take the food downstairs.
When I first met my wife, I was not adverse to doing that. I was also not adverse to having a television in the bedroom, and she was against both of those things. And so we have not done them in, I haven't done them in years, and now I can't imagine doing it.
Even having a TV in your bedroom?
No, God, no. No TV in the bedroom.
Why?
Especially not in the bedroom.
Why especially not in the bedroom?
Because
you don't like to get under the covers and...
Because it's useless. For me, it's useless. If I had a TV in the bedroom, I mean, when I go in the bedroom and get in the bed, you know what I do? Bonk! Sleep. Within 2 minutes, I'm out. And if there was a TV in the bedroom, I would be out within 30 seconds. I mean, it would serve no use. It would just serve absolutely no purpose to me to have a TV in the bedroom.
Gotta have a TV in the bedroom.
Do you always watch TV before you go to bed?
No, it gets turned on maybe once a week.
But you gotta have it.
But you gotta have it. The Saturday mornings when you wake up and you're not going anywhere and you're just kind of lying there, you're like, let's see what's on.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Let's watch little cartoons.
See,
that would be nice.
You know what you need?
You know.
You need what we have is like a cabinet that you can just totally shut it off.
That's what we have.
So you can
and then
pretend there's no TV in there until you really
The other
want
reason
one.
you need the TV in the bedroom is, the porn. But that's another subject altogether that
They have porn on TV?
Sure.
You can put the porn on TV.
Really?
Uh-huh.
You control the vertical. You control the horizontal.
No, the porn controls the vertical.
Man to man. Man to man.
Radio from Hell. Carrie, Bill, and Gina in the morning, and alternative music all day. X96.
X-Poll continues. 877-602-9696. All right, all of, your family members, your kids, your pets, and your pictures.
They're all fine.
Everything is
You
safe.
got them all out. What's the one last thing?
There's some natural disaster, some
fire, hurricane, earthquake. What's one last thing you run back in to grab?
My Vitamix. I got to get my Vitamix blender.
Your Instapot?
I
You're
got to
gonna go
get my
back for your
Instapot
Instapot?
or my Vitamix.
Let's go to Emilio. Hello, Emilio.
Hey guys, thanks for letting me listen.
Sure.
Go ahead. What's the one thing you're grabbing?
First I told Richie it would be my guitar. It's just like the cheapy Yamaha acoustic guitar that I've had since my sophomore year in high school.
Emilio, I've heard you play. Would you just please leave it behind?
Let it burn, Emilio.
Just kidding. Never heard you play.
Oh, you have a guitar.
But it was that, but then you changed your mind?
Yes, because I actually, as I was gathering my kids up for the morning, I had looked over and I had seen all of my art stuff, and I still draw a lot more than I play, and probably a lot better for the sake of Bill's ears.
Okay.
All right, there
Thanks,
you go.
Emilio.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Somebody says my Presidential Service Award from President Obama. That's impressive.
Devin. Hi, Devin. Go ahead.
Hi, thanks for letting me listen.
Thank you.
So my thing is a book that I actually borrowed from my grandmother the week that she passed away, and once I heard that news, there was no chance I was giving it back. Something that she and I both have strong feelings about. It's basically a book with accounts of dead ancestors coming back to relay messages or visit, so to speak.
Oh.
And since all three of my deceased grandparents have died, I've had dreams where I've spoken with all of them. Most recently 2 nights ago, and I've been told some pretty interesting things and bounced them off of my parents, and the one that happened 2 nights ago is something I never would have known about, that my dad knew about. He's asked me not to share it, but this book, coincidentally, is signed by Bill Allred, which adds value for me.
It's the deal where I've offered to sign any book at any time. And so you brought it to me, huh?
I brought it to you at the Maverick Center on a very cold morning a few years ago.
Wow.
Remember that? Yeah, I'll sign any book for you. I'll autograph it either as the author or as myself.
And Bill will also come back to you after he dies and talk to you in your dreams. He will do that too.
I hope so. I believe in that sort of thing.
All right, Devin.
By the way, your grandmother's having a good time.
Thanks.
Devin, on a related note, a texter says I would save my bong and my Pokemon cards. Okay. Thank you very much.
Certainly need those.
Alcohol and cigarettes for bartering in the impending Mad Max wasteland. See, you're thinking now.
Yeah.
Candace, my wedding dress. I'm getting married next year. It wasn't expensive, but it's still my dress. Everything in my sexy time closet. I don't want to have to rebuy any of that. It's hard enough the first time.
All right.
That means I have to go into one of those stores again. My Cat Martin originals.
Oh.
No, paintings.
Yes. More paintings.
Oh.
That was from Jimmy Martin.
That was from Jimmy. Andrew. Hello, Andrew. Go ahead.
How's it going, guys?
Great.
I was saying if I had to go back in, obviously if my Social Security cards and birth certificates for my family were taken care of, I would grab my hard drive.
Okay. All right. That's good. What's on there that's so important?
All the music and movies and stuff that I've collected throughout the years. I have over like 25,000 songs and a lot of movies, like Disney movies and stuff for my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'd save the humidor of cigars and my redbreast whiskey. My son's ashes. Okay.
Yeah, well.
My $1,000 I have stashed under my bed.
What's your address?
Well, now it's... now we know.
$1,000.
My grandfather's uniform from when he served in World War II.
Well, that's a cool thing to have.
The quilt my aunt made for my wedding.
Nice.
Nice.
A deck of cards. Now, it says you got to have something to do that when there's no power and keeps your mind off your troubles.
Yeah.
My family in Florida has been playing. Oh, but you can get a deck of cards.
You would think you could loot them from a 7-Eleven or there's going to be some good looting going on. I'm sure you could loot a deck of cards.
Unless they're like your dead grandmother's deck of cards, or
it's my lucky deck of marked cards.
Let's go to Alice. Or no, it's William. Hi, William. Go ahead.
What's up, guys?
Hey, what are you saving?
I would probably get my David Hasselhoff cutout. That's autograph.
You're lying.
I'm not.
You would really want to save that? I'd want to see it burn.
Oh, Bill, you don't understand.
I cut you.
It's
I'm
the
sorry.
Hoff, man.
I cut you to the quick, didn't I? I'm sorry.
That hurt.
All right, William. All right. See ya.
Thank you, William.
Somebody says my mattress for a mattress.
There you go.
There we go. Let's see. We have an ad coming up.
No, we don't.
We have my insulin. Well, yeah, you'd want to grab that.
Yeah.
Ed says my Ezekiel Elliott National Championship jersey.
Okay.
And what did you mean earlier when you texted Gina both?
Yeah, sometimes just one word. I don't know what conversation we're talking about.
I think if it was in response to the X poll, we have no idea what you were talking about.
My wife says I don't want to save anything. Does that mean I just have junk? Maybe treats for the dogs, because the shelters will probably have food for us, but not the dogs. Yeah, probably some dog food. Yeah. All right. My computer that contains evidence for the past 5 years of my ex-wife's drug use and dealing.
Well, yeah, you don't.
Sounds like you're building a case.
We've been collecting that for a while.
My #1 Wolverine comic. Okay. And Arbor Guy.
Arbor Guy, yes.
Yes. Hey. What do you say, man?
Oddly enough, mine's a little more practical. It would be all of my tree climbing gear, because wherever I get relocated, they're going to need arborists there too. So
you are being very practical.
Yeah. So that way I can keep working and keep making money, so I don't have to completely restart over.
Well, you may not need the tree climbing gear if all the trees are down.
Well, that's what I mean, relocating to a different state or whatever, if it's a bad enough natural disaster.
I see. Well, that's
right.
Good thinking.
Thank you, Arbor Guy. Gina, did you text this in? My Dr. Quinn video collection? Is it?
No.
All right.
Are we ending on Dr.? You didn't say anything yet.
I can't decide. I've been thinking about it, and I can't really decide. I can't pick one thing, There's
now,
a few things.
Your mom was great at keeping in little mementos and saving things. Is there anything that she saved that you have now?
I have a note that she wrote to my teacher to get me out of school. I saved that.
Well, maybe you could use it again?
That's exactly why I saved it, because the teacher didn't keep it. He just handed it back to me, and I went, I'll save this.
Smart.
And I still have that.
Oh.
And I know that I wasn't, I didn't have the headache that she was saying, says you need to let Carrie out of school because he's got a headache.
But it's in her handwriting.
It's in her handwriting. Maybe that. I don't know. I just honestly, I can't pick just one thing. That's the problem I'm having. So, all right, there's the X poll. Why not?
Oh, traffic. You want some of that? And actually, a friend of the program sent in some traffic, and I appreciate when you do that at 33986. Let's see. Traffic on Bangor between 35th and 21st is way heavier than normal. Doesn't say there's an accident there necessarily, but heavy nonetheless. Crash northbound I-15 at 132nd South in Salt Lake. That's causing some pretty serious delays the south end of the valley. Brought to you by Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Enjoy classic German beer, food, and music every Saturday and Sunday through October 15th. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
We've got boner voting round 1 coming up. Here are your boner candidates. So God is thinking, time to flex my muscles and kill a few folks. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Boner candidate number 2 is all lives splatter.
Ooh.
And boner candidate number 3, okay, kids, time to answer a few personal questions.
All right. Boner round one voting coming up after these, along with Big Boy News.
Of course, you need good vision.
Yes.
To to see what you're going to save when you go running back into your house. I don't have to save my glasses anymore. I don't have to save my contact lenses.
You don't have to worry about the fluid or the little things that you drink, you let them soak in overnight. None of that stuff.
That's because of Hoop's Vision.
Yeah.
Summer's winding down, but still time for you to have more adventures. So why don't you get your vision corrected at Hoop's Vision and get rid of your glasses, your contact lenses, and go have some fun without those. Whatever you see yourself doing, you shouldn't have to deal with bad vision with those annoying contacts or foggy glasses. My glasses were always scratched, too, especially when I was a kid.
Hate that.
So it's LASIK at Hoop's Vision. We've all done this. Carrie's done it. I've done it. Family members. Dylan has done it. So imagine spending the rest of the summer free from the glasses. Just call Hoop's Vision. They'll even talk to you about a payment plan that'll fit your budget for
Oh, yeah. They can make it affordable for you. Don't worry about that.
So it's 877-30-LASIK. That's 877-305-2745. Or you can find out more at their website, Hoop's Vision, HOOPES Vision.com.
Suicide prevention starts with everyday heroes like you. Join X90.
I like your shirt, by the way. New shirt?
No.
What?
Old shirt.
You never wear it, though.
No, I don't.
Why not?
I don't know.
It's a nice shirt.
I don't wear it very often.
Well, you should.
Okay. Great.
I gave you a compliment.
Then maybe I will. I will wear it as often as I ever do, which is not often. It's a shirt that I bought. I remember exactly when I bought this shirt. It's when there was an Old Navy over here on 4th South.
Mm-hmm.
Over there
where
on
Trader
4th South.
Joe's is going to be.
Yeah. And there was an Old Navy there. And I went in there one day, and they had this big pile of shirts on the floor. I'm not kidding, as Old Navy does sometimes. And they said all of the shirts in this pile are $1.20. I'm not kidding. $1.20. And I thought, this shirt being $1.20, that's a negative money.
Yeah. It costs more than that to...
Yeah, there's more material in this shirt. There's more little, Vietnamese or Singaporean child finger blood in this shirt from sewing the buttons on. And so I bought it for $1.20 off the floor at the Old Navy.
You would not think that.
It's not. It's just a dumb shirt.
You should have kept the receipt in the pocket. My sister bought a coat
But we
once.
never do a 120 time check, Gina. So.
My sister bought a coat once that was on sale, and it ended up being $7, and she kept the receipt in the pocket so that anytime anybody said, I like that coat.
Her sister, Minnie Pearl.
No, Mikkel.
Just to prove.
I like that coat. She'd say, $7. No, it's not. I have the receipt.
That's right there. Right
$7 coat.
That is the see again. That's the kind of thing that the Barbary girls are interested in.
$7? I don't believe that was $7.
But you could have a debate with some other people about the political situation in Tibet or the existence of God. But when you're debating with the Barbary girls, it's whether Bill Murray is going to go crashing parties and how much the coat cost. Is she the good-looking one?
They are all good-looking.
No, they are not.
They are. All of my sisters are good-looking.
Lolita!
Certainly not. All right, let's get this over with.
One is better looking than the others.
No, they are all good-looking.
It's that one that's really good-looking, and then there's there's an okay one, and then there's that other one.
I get phone calls every time you do this.
Which one is he talking about?
They know.
Yeah,
they know.
I'm surprised they call. All they have to do is look in the mirror.
Yeah,
All they have to do is look at a family photo, Gina. They'll all point to the good-looking one.
All the Barbary girls know. They know who the good-looking one is. It's true.
So we're not making these things up.
United States, radio from hell is literally hanging by a thread.
If you'd like to keep this type of programming on the air, call the station, or better yet,
no radio at all. X96.
All right, 7:20 right now. Time for round one of your boner voting. These are 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote who is the worst, who is the most deserving of the award that no one wants to win, the boner of the day. Boner means mistake. Now, this will be the winner of round one, you see.
Yeah.
This candidate will then go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day.
I
sorry,
get it.
I confused everyone there. I'm sorry about that.
There's another round coming up.
At 8,
Oh, we do that now?
yeah, at 8:20. At 8:20, we do round 2 of 3 other boner candidates. And then the winner of the 2 rounds go to Boner Dome for boner fight. Yeah. And one of them will possibly become boner of the day.
You know, if the check-ins were more popular, we'd do that several times a day, too.
Mm-hmm. And a random boner voter this round will receive something nice.
Yeah, tickets to see the used.
That's nice.
All right, here's boner candidate number 1. So, God is thinking, it's time to flex my muscles. You know, kill a few folks. Former Growing Pains star Kirk Cameron being criticized on social media and here on the Boner of the Day feature after making some comments about Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Harvey. In a video on his Facebook page on Friday, September 8th, Cameron spoke about the disasters. Quote, "How should we look at 2 giant hurricanes coming back-to-back like this?" He said in a clip recorded at the airport in Orlando, Florida. Do we write them off as coincidence? Do we write it off as statistical anomaly? Wow, who would have thought? Is it just Mother Nature in a bad mood? I don't know how you think about it, but I think it could be something much, much more than that. He then quoted a section from the Bible and said that hurricanes are a spectacular display of God's immense power.
So,
when he puts his power on display, it's never without a reason, Cameron said. There's a purpose, and we may not always understand that purpose, but we know it's not random, and we know that weather is sent to cause us to respond to God in humility, awe, and repentance. So apparently he thinks God, and that's the title of this boner candidate, sometimes thinks, you know, you're not paying enough attention to me down there. It's time to flex my muscles and kill a few folks.
Who's down with G.O.D.?
Boner candidate number 1.
He is tiresome.
Yes.
Your God is wrong.
Boner candidate number 2, all lives splatter. A sheriff in Washington State has been forced to issue an apology for a disturbing meme that was posted on his county's Facebook page, showing protesters being rammed by a vehicle with the caption, "All lives splatter."
He posted that on his Facebook page?
Nobody cares about your protest, the image said. Keep your ass out of the road.
Libtards, you gotta love them.
The photo was shared on the Chelan County Emergency Management page by an employee who was tasked with controlling it, according to Seattle Post-Intelligencer. It was originally posted on September 4 by an account that called Libtards, You Gotta Love Them. That was the name of the account. The non-commissioned worker then shared the meme on Monday, sparking outrage from users. So on the anniversary of 9/11, Chelan County EM promoting an act of terrorism not even 2 months after someone was hit and killed by a car, wrote one upset user, referencing the deadly attack in Charlottesville. You are sworn to protect the Constitution of the United States, and that means protecting the right to protest, another said. You are sworn to care about protest and not a visual of how to kill protesters for your right-wing, it says here, your right-wing buddies who call other Americans libtards. Now, I'm betting that the Chelan County Sheriff, Brian Burnett, is an elected official. Yeah. He said that he took the meme down. He described it as hurtful and inappropriate. He said he didn't have anything to do with it. It was an employee of the department, the sheriff's department, who posted it.
Well, maybe not.
Whoever did it.
Yeah, maybe not all employees should have access to your account, maybe.
Boner candidate number 2, all lives splatter. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, also a very good candidate. Okay, kids, time to answer a few personal questions.
All right, it's Big Boy News and Opinioendo now, brought to you by
Alpine Plastic Surgery, specializing in sculpting your body to achieve the goals you have above and beyond what diet and exercise provide. Visit alpineplasticsurgery.com and schedule a free consultation today.
Gina Barberi.
That's me.
A grim surprise may have been enough to make some New Mexico crooks give up stealing.
Grim surprise, yeah.
They stole a U-Haul trailer from a Residence Inn in Albuquerque late Sunday night or early Monday morning. Police say the thieves made off with both an SUV and the trailer that it was towing, which held the body of a woman's father in a casket. The couple was taking the body from Oklahoma to bury it in Kirkland, New Mexico. The SUV and trailer were found elsewhere in the city a couple of hours later. The thieves, after opening the trailer, apparently went, oops, and fled.
Wait, can we go back to your hauling Dad in a casket in a U-Haul?
Yeah.
To bury him, and
yeah,
you park overnight at the hotel and you leave it out in the...
What are you gonna get him a room?
You bring him inside?
Fine.
Aren't there more, like...
Yeah, there are more expensive ways to do it, sure.
You can just say,
yes,
give me Dad, I'm taking him to...
Yes, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, I mean, I assume that there are some regulations about it. Dad must be embalmed. You can't just take a decomposing corpse across the, But if Dad's embalmed and he's in a casket, he's going to keep.
And you just park and...
what are you going to... So,
oh.
yeah,
Okay.
That's what you're going to do. Gina, this is the way most of America lives. I know you. I know that you and your elevated lifestyle. I'm buying paintings in Spain and Italy, and
driving.
This is the way people
put
live.
Them in
yeah.
I'm picturing going to the U-Haul rental place and saying, I need one big enough for a casket.
Yeah,
I don't think
measuring.
I don't, Gina. I think you don't need to do that. Really, you know how big the casket is, and you know how. Then you go and say, "Oh yeah, I need that trailer right there."
Dad,
listen. They drove Einstein's brain across the country
That's
in a passenger
jar.
car. Yeah, that's in a jar, sloshing around in some pickle juice.
There's a text. My friend worked at FedEx. They ship dead people all the time.
FedEx.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, FedEx, it would have been more expensive. They had to do it themselves. A rare two-headed rattlesnake surprised a man in Arkansas Wednesday morning. Rodney Kelso, an operations director at Woodruff Electric, was working on a home about 3 miles north of Forest City when he stumbled across the venomous reptile. According to the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, the snake is about 11 inches long, was found with 2 other snakes that looked normal. Kelso managed to get the rattlesnake into a box, took it to the Forest Elwood Crowley Ridge Nature Center in Jonesboro. Cody Walker, an education specialist at the facility, said full-grown timber snakes, the most venomous snake in Arkansas, can grow longer than 4 feet and be as wide as an adult human's arm. They're checking to see whether the snake lived around the nuclear facility that they use to generate electricity in Arkansas.
There it is.
Yeah, two-headed rattlesnake. It's actually fairly common. I've seen that. I've seen pictures of that before. You want to find some two-headed rattlesnakes?
Where?
Here in Utah. An appeals court has granted a request from President Trump's administration to halt a plan for new pollution controls at Utah's oldest coal-fired power plants, aimed at reducing haze near national parks and also reducing the incidence of two-headed rattlesnakes. The development marks a reversal for the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, which last year, under Barack Obama, unveiled the rules and defended itself in a lawsuit brought by Rocky Mountain Power. The 10th Circuit Court of Appeals approved EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt's request to halt that lawsuit while his agency revises a plan that called for new equipment to reduce nitrogen oxide emissions at 2 coal plants in Emery County, coal plants which produce enough crap in the air that it causes a haze over some of our cherished, precious natural parks.
Well, for once, the rich white man is in control.
Environmental and clean air groups expressed dismay over the decision Monday that says, and they say that they rejects the EPA's own research that showed the plan would have cut down haze near northern Utah's Arches and Canyonlands National Parks. Park City School Board in the wake of the DACA announcement by President Trump, reacting to that, they said that they, of course, DACA, President Trump said he will rescind protections for qualifying immigrant kids. The Park City Board of Education on Monday adopted what they call a Safe Schools Resolution to affirm the district's commitment to all students.
Oh, good. That's nice.
The resolution outlines how the Park City School District will protect students' confidential information and ensure its learning environments will not be disrupted by immigration and enforcement visits, and they're going to build a series of attics that the kids can go hide in when ICE shows up. Let's see. Okay, a West Valley man.
Okay.
Been charged with electronic voyeurism.
Electronic
Is this
voyeurism.
a drone?
For allegedly setting up nanny cameras in his estranged wife's house and recorded more than 150 videos from her bedroom, according to a newly unsealed search warrant. Josh Rudy Salinas of West Valley City was charged June 30th with voyeurism by electronic equipment and other charges. In April, his estranged wife found nanny cams in her bedroom and in a living room kitchen area, according to Salt Lake County Jail report. The wife became suspicious. You know, the cameras made her a little suspicious, but then she got really suspicious when she found an email that referenced a nanny cam and then found open envelopes in a trash can with labels such as hidden spy camera, motion detector, and mini DVR recorder.
Got to be better at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They found 156 videos.
What if it's just like a teddy bear that you don't remember putting on your dresser is sitting there?
Well, that's always been there.
You know where your husband puts them. It's behind that painting you guys bought. That's where it is. Everybody was afraid that North Korea they were going to launch a missile
over the weekend. It was
because,
their big day of celebration.
The government's 69th anniversary. They said they're going to launch a missile. You know what they did? They had a big party.
Good for them.
They invited
a missile party or just
no? They didn't
just
launch a missile at all. They had a big party.
Cake. They had cake.
Yes,
that's
they
a
had
better
cake.
way to celebrate.
I agree. There was now Kim Jong Un kept saying, "I want to at least launch a missile cake."
And they said, "Oh no, wait, have some soju.
No.
Yeah,
So
sit down."
Yeah. And let's see, one more story.
Yeah.
You want monkey selfie or hot dog vandalism?
Monkey selfie.
I want monkey selfie because I need this explained to me.
Have you seen this picture?
I'm familiar with the picture. It's
I bet
a famous
Dylan
picture.
has it.
The picture.
X96.com/live.
It's a very famous picture.
Yeah.
There it is.
And I've seen this picture too before, and I thought it was somehow altered or fake or something.
No.
It's not. This is that monkey's name is Naruto. He's a curious 6-year-old monkey in Indonesia. He peered into a camera lens, grinned, and pressed the shutter button on the unattended camera. Little did the endangered crested macaque know that he may have been providing for his own future. The selfie of his bucktooth smile and wide amber eyes, those are beautiful colored eyes, aren't they?
It does look fake.
It does, but it's not. It's a little distorted because he was looking right into the, he was up close to the lens. The widely shared image became embroiled in a novel and lengthy lawsuit over whether the monkey owned the rights to it. Naruto lost the first round of lawsuits in a federal court in California in 2016, but won a victory in a settlement on Monday for himself and his monkey friends.
Did he testify?
The camera's owner, David Slater, agreed to donate 25% of future revenue of the images taken by the monkey to charitable organizations that protect Naruto and his buddies.
That's nice.
Who they live in the Tangkoko Reserve on the Indonesian island of Sulawesi.
But I'm getting from that monkeys have rights.
Yeah. It's a kind of roundabout way of saying that the monkeys have rights. They're saying the guy that owns the camera said, "Well, it's my camera.
Yeah.
I set it up there,
Yeah.
and he knew that the monkeys would come up and take pictures
Sure.
with it. He knew that, and he said, so it was my camera. I should
Right.
have all the revenue.
Yeah.
And I think some people on behalf of the reserve
Said, wouldn't it be nice?
Come on.
if-
Come on. How about some money from this, because I guess the guy's making a fair amount of dough on this.
Monkeys!
This and other images. I'd like to see some of the other pictures that the monkeys took. But
You're going to have to pay for it if you want to see.
Yes.
Apparently, PETA brought the lawsuit, I guess. It's interesting, though, that I'd like to see some of the other pictures because it's a great concept that he had. Set up a camera on a fixed tripod and let the monkeys come up and
see what happens.
And they've seen him. I guess they saw him doing it, and so they, monkey see, monkey do.
Monkeys!
Yeah. So there you go. Naruto.
That's what I saw the headline, and I thought, oh, that's still going on because this lawsuit's been going for a while.
He's a great-looking monkey.
He is. It's a great picture. Wow. Let's see. Weather traffic?
I have a little sports, too.
Sports weather traffic?
Because we have a giveaway. Real Salt Lake is playing the Portland Timbers Saturday, September 16th at Rio Tinto Stadium. You can purchase tickets at rsl.com or at the Rio Tinto Stadium box office, or you could win them from us right now. I'm guessing just call, Richie. It's not a text to win. It's a call to win, 877-602-9696. And good news for me.
What?
Well, I have my inappropriate Ute football crushes. I also have inappropriate Real Salt Lake crushes. Real Salt Lake has signed Real Monarchs goalkeeper Connor Sparrow, who's just about as adorable as he can be.
Let me take a look.
And he's 23.
Just right for you.
But so I went to a Monarchs game a couple weeks ago, and they're awesome, by the way. If you
Monarchs,
love watching the Monarchs play. And one of the things that was so great about that game was this kid Connor. He's a goalkeeper and he's great. Now he's moving on up. So congratulations to Connor. That's sports. Weather, you have one more day of summer kind of weather, and then they say fall might be around the corner with some thunderstorms and cooler temperatures. But today will be 91. Brought to you by Get 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org. I'm going to refresh our traffic website here so I can see if there's anything new to report. Crash northbound I-15 at 116th South. Let's see, we've got a crash northbound I-15 at 132nd South. That was from earlier this morning, still causing some slowage in that area. And I'm going to check our message stream quickly. Accident 23rd South, northbound I-15. 7th East and Sandy is way backed up for some reason, friend of the program says. They sent that in via text 33986.
All right.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Okay, kids. Time to answer a few personal questions. A high school teacher was placed on administrative leave in Roy, I think it's at Roy High School, after handing students a questionnaire that asked them about sexually explicit activities and delinquent behavior, a spokesman for the Weber School District said. The teacher, who was not identified, handed the survey out to 11th grade students at Roy High. The class provided instruction on human sexuality, and the questionnaire was issued without any parental consent, according to district spokesman Lane Finley. He said the teacher in question was a veteran within the Weber School District and didn't believe that there was any malicious intent on the teacher's part. A copy of the questionnaire has since been removed from the district's portal. However, it was posted to several websites, and I've got a copy of it here. You want to hear some of the...
Yeah, they're actually. When I first saw the story, I thought, well, maybe it's not, and then I read it, and I'm like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah, there's a couple there.
Let me go here to the questionnaire, and I'll give you a sample of some of the things that they asked. How about? First of it starts out, well, have you ever gone out with a member of the opposite sex?
Okay, that
have
one's all right.
Have you ever been kissed? Have you ever been French? Kissed?
Okay, that's probably not something.
Have you ever been kissed while in a reclining position?
Probably not something.
Ever taken off some of your clothes while parking?
No, you probably shouldn't.
It gets worse. Let's see. How about, do you drink alcohol, beer now or then? Have you ever tried angel dust? Have you ever slipped angel
Is angel dust still
into
a thing?
someone's drink?
I don't know.
No, probably
I
not.
didn't think.
Is this
Different forms of it.
Is this?
It's old.
Is this a test from the 70s?
Have you or your partner ever worried about being pregnant? Have you ever stolen money to buy drugs? And then he had them sign it with their.
Oh, he did.
It was not anonymous. And by the way, at the bottom of this questionnaire, there's a score chart. So every question has a numerical value.
Okay.
If you get under 10, you're a nerd, just where you should be at your age. Between 11 and 15 points, pure as ivory soap and maybe a fruitcake. 17 to 20 points, passionate but sensible. 21 to 39 points, normal and decent. 40 to 75 points, you're indecent.
And did he claim he's done this for years? And somebody just now complained?
I didn't see that. I can't imagine that would be the case.
Fire this guy. Even if it was anonymous, fire this guy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a man or a woman.
Bad enough they made him sign it, but even if it was anonymous, this person should be fired.
Yeah, it's so one of the kids had filled it out, but then I said to her mother, I don't want you to see this, but let me tell you what's on, kind of what's on it. And the mother went ballistic.
What?
Boner candidate number 3. Okay, kids, time to answer a few personal questions.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
We had boner candidate number 1. So God is thinking, time to flex my muscles and kill a few people, huh? Because, they need to pay attention. That's according to Kurt Cameron, used to be on Growing Pains, and now he makes extra Christy movies and stuff. He said that hurricanes Irma and Harvey, this is God probably saying, you ought to pay attention. That's why I'm killing some of you. Pay attention to me. Boner candidate number 2, all lives splatter. Sheriff's office apologizing for a meme of a car mowing down protesters on the sheriff's website in Washington. Mowing down protesters. It says all lives splatter. Nobody cares about your protest. Keep your ass out of the road. And boner candidate number 3. Okay, kids, time to answer a few personal questions.
All right. I don't know how you're going to pick. These 3 are all pretty candidates.
Strong, aren't they?
Yep. Oh, it is a female teacher in Roy. Okay. All right. You got to decide. Round 1. Here we go. 1, 2, or 3. Which of these candidates is the worst? Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day? Just put the number of the candidate in the message of your text. Text that to 33986. You can call, use your voice, 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com, look for the box that says Round 1, September 12th. And vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. You got less than 300 seconds to get your vote in. It's Round 1.
I thought we could do this for an X poll sometime, but I'll bring it up now just since we're talking about it. Festus came home last night. He's like, Mom, this is an exciting day.
Mom.
I said, what? He's like, Mom. I got my first rider. Rider is...
That's a backstage conditions.
Things you want backstage, like...
No brown M&Ms!
Yeah, like Mariah Carey has to have, peach-colored roses in her room. And I said, so what did you ask for? And he said, Red Bull. I said, that's it? That's all you asked
You know
for?
I've told you can't have Red Bull.
I said, you don't even drink Red Bull. He's like, well, I didn't know what to ask for. I'm like, you can ask for. He thought that's what you're supposed to ask for.
Gina, that's what he told you he asked for. What he asked for was, I'd like an e-cigarette, some e-cigarettes, and some weed, and a lot of vodka.
But I thought it'd be a fun expo sometime to do. What would you put in your rider? What would
My
you
backstage rider?
Yeah, like I have to have all white towels with scented rose water. I mean, those are the kind of things people ask for. Why what?
Why would you put all white towels with scented rose water?
Those are the kind of things people ask for.
Yeah, but why?
Because
you can.
I wouldn't.
Of course you would.
I would put, I don't think I would just say I would like it to be clean and orderly and maybe a fruit tray.
But maybe we do that for an expo, see what people would want for their backstage.
The guy who has to have it stapled precisely in the top left corner on an angle and not flat would really think that he would just want things in an orderly way?
Richie, are the pages ever stapled correctly? No. And when was the last time I ever said anything about it?
Okay.
When was the last time I ever said anything about how they were stapled?
No, but here's the point.
I once commented...
You like things a certain way.
Well,
so
sure.
if you have a rider, you would say, I like things stapled this way. You'd spell it all out.
So entertain it. Has fun with
it. Because when he's doing the news live on stage, he will need it prepared backstage for it.
Yeah.
It's got to be done a certain way.
I give up. I would not do it. I've given up on that sort of thing.
I agree.
I've given up on that sort of thing because I know that the people who work behind the scenes are mostly clods. Take that how you will.
Music all day. X96.
All right, time to award round one of your boner voting.
And round one brought to you in part by Chicken Tikka Masala.
And Bad Apple, they offer value pricing on new Bad Apple approved aftermarket screens at a significant discount to competitors. Now with 10 locations, go to badapplerepair.com.
So boner candidate number one, Kirk Cameron, talking about the hurricanes. Yeah, this God is thinking, well, people down on Earth are not paying enough attention to me right now. I'm going to flex my muscles, destroy some buildings, He's like Godzilla.
Yeah, kill a few people.
Kill a few people, destroy some buildings. That'll get their attention. Then boner candidate number 2, all lives splatter. Chelan County, Washington, a sheriff's department website. Some employee posted a meme on the website, showed a car running down. Now these were stick figures running down protesters in the street, and it said, "All lives splatter. Who cares about your protest? Get your ass out of the road." And boner candidate number 3. Okay, kids, time to answer a few personal questions. A teacher up in Weber County, up at Roy High School, handing out a questionnaire to students that asked extremely invasive and personal questions, and there's not really a good explanation as to why.
It's apparently it's an Ann Landers,
a Dear Abby letter from 1981.
From 81,
but there's still not a good explanation as to why.
Oh, but fire that teacher.
She did it. Let's see. JJ won some tickets to see the Used for being a random boner voter, and the winner, boner candidate number 3. Okay, kids, time to answer a few personal questions.
And that is now going. That candidate is going to be the winner of round 1. It's got that, but it is not boner of the day yet. It needs to face off against the boner round 2 winner.
So we'll do some more.
So we'll do more at 8:20.
Can you find some more, Bill?
I already have.
We got round 2 of the boner voting, and then at 9:25 is boner fight, and those two will decide who is boner of the day.
So Richie, our producer, is in here, and I'm pretty excited to talk to him about this because my first question is going to be, you went to the state fair.
Yes.
What is the butter sculpture this year?
Impossible to find. I spent 45 minutes to try and find it. Can't find it.
Doesn't mean there is one.
Doesn't mean that there isn't one either, but I looked and I asked.
Now, did you go?
I went in all the buildings.
When you go to the fair and you walk in that first building, like if you enter from the corner of 9th West and North Temple.
Okay.
That building there. If you walk through that, right in that building is where
I walked
it always
through that
is.
building, and I was unable to see
Now,
it.
Ryan in the chat room says it is where it always is.
Yes.
And this year it's American Gothic.
American Gothic butter sculpture.
The old man with the pitchfork and is standing there with his wife. All right.
And Ryan says he can email us a picture.
Oh,
Please,
yeah,
Ryan,
send it to us.
Except they're probably cows instead.
It's in the same building in the corner as it
Where it
always
always
is. So, yeah, send us a picture there.
So you didn't see that? What did you see?
Well, I saw the large produce.
It's in that building.
Nope, it was not.
Yes.
I also made available, I was reading in the newspaper, which for people who don't know what a newspaper is, ask your grandparents.
You mean a newspaper?
A newspaper.
A newspaper is something different.
And I had a mac and cheese hammock, which is it's a grilled 2 pieces of Texas toast.
Okay.
Then you have your slice of cheese.
Yeah.
Then you have your processed ham.
Yeah.
Then you have your layer of macaroni and cheese. Then you have your other piece of Texas toast, and it's grilled.
Sounds great.
It was amazing.
Did you follow it up with some sort of deep fried candy bar?
Well, here's what's interesting about it. I just had the regular grilled mac and cheese hammock, but you can also get it beer battered with bacon. And to me, I just said,
That's too much?
That's too much.
Too much?
That is too much of a deep fried thing. You can have anything deep fried. I mean, we talk about it all the time. The Oreos, the Snickers, the Twix bars, all that kind of stuff. I also was
Can you
able
have a shoe deep fried?
I bet.
Just anything.
With the tongue of a shoe?
Yeah.
I ran into the Utah Dairy Council's ice cream social last night.
And they didn't know where the butter sculpture was.
They didn't know where it was either. Based on your description, it would have been in the exact opposite end of where they were at. It was $3, all you can eat ice cream last night at the fair.
That's like your dream come true.
And it wasn't just
everybody's dream come true.
And everyone was there.
Everyone who is anyone.
I wasn't there.
I wasn't there. Don't you know who I am?
Your BYU Creamery was there.
Oh.
Oh, I see what
your Aggie Ice Cream was there. Yes.
They're competing creameries.
You had your Fat Boys there.
Yeah.
No, everyone came together, Gina. You come together over ice cream. There's no competition.
Creamies? Were there creamies?
Yes, a creamy.
Creamies.
Premium creamies.
Premium creamies. Ah.
Aw, T. Yeah, it was great.
How much ice cream did you have?
Too much. I ate. So they give you like the little what are those things? They're made of paper and they're red and
Bowls?
white checkered. No, like
basket?
like a serving basket, right? And you get one of those. It's not.
Whenever I can, I eat out of a serving basket.
No, they're paper. You know, the little serving trays that you get at the
Well, you put French
cafeteria.
fries in.
Yeah. They give you one of those, and you can fill it as many times as you'd like.
Until it gets soggy.
Until it starts to fall apart, and there were several people who had gotten to that point.
Well,
I filled up mine, overflowing, at least 5 scoops, and my girlfriend, who was with me there as well, who doesn't eat ice
Your what?
cream. My girlfriend, who was there last
Richie
night.
has a girlfriend, you guys.
She's real.
Wait a minute. She doesn't eat ice cream?
Because she's a nutritionist.
She knows.
She knows what you shouldn't eat.
There's calcium in there.
Yep. Nice try, Gina.
There is.
Protein. Protein
You
in the
can't
milk.
deny the calcium.
No, you can't.
She filled up hers, and I also ate hers. Ooh, try this, she said.
Once again, Gina, no arguing about food from you.
Am I wrong about the calcium?
No, there's calcium in
And
there,
protein?
Sure.
That doesn't make it good for you.
It's a health food.
Yeah.
But Calcium Denied is going to be the name of my novel.
Calcium.
Well, I'm disappointed that you didn't go to the butter sculpture.
Well, it sounds like we're going to get a picture from a friend of the program.
I think Dylan may have it.
And my daughter points out, I didn't know this. She said America, because I said it was the Pitchfork guy and his wife, and the painting American Gothic. My daughter says it's not his wife, it's his daughter.
Yeah.
Which I never knew.
A lot of people
I always thought it was
get
his
that confused.
wife.
I sent it to your Gmail, Dylan.
Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
And are they depicted by cows? I hope.
No, it's a
Oh,
butter.
it's them.
It's a butter sculpture. Yeah,
Okay.
I sent it to your Gmail, Dylan. We'll get that up on the.
I'll put it up on the
There
Radio
it
from
is.
Hell Facebook
There it
page
is.
as well. See?
Oh, well, there's a cow in it anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, RFH TV is on at x96.com/live.
Yeah. See, lovely.
See, there's the butter sculpture.
I don't have to go to the fair now.
Oh, you need to go to the fair.
I know. You have an ear of corn?
I didn't have an ear of corn, but I did have a big, long hug with the guy selling Jesus, which may be a conversation for a
Jesus
different
is
time.
for sale at the fair?
Yes, Jesus is for sale anywhere.
Jesus is always for sale.
Jesus for sale.
Right.
Traffic
Well, thank you,
northbound
Richie.
I-15 Bangor Highway is slow due to an earlier crash. Delays I-15 in Layton to 200 north in Kaysville. Backups through West Jordan, apparently. Crash northbound Draper 1300 north, delays back to Point of the Mountain. Slowage at Utah County American Fork Main Street seems to clear up around 21st South, and it looks like folks headed up to the U are causing slowage. Foothill Boulevard area. That's traffic brought to you by The Ruin and Sugar House, a modern bar open daily from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. featuring weekly bingo, DJs, live music located on Wilmington Avenue. Ruin, work is the curse of the drinking class.
All right, round 2, your boner voting coming up, and some Twitter stuff that we got to talk about on the way.
So now if you go to the state fair and you get into some kind of a little accident there, maybe you get stepped on by somebody's cow.
You're injured.
Yeah, you're injured in an accident, and this happens. Now, you think of the advocates as automobile accidents, but they all kinds of personal injury stuff. If you're gored by a bull at the state fair, you may have a case. Call the advocates and find out. The 801-355-5550. They will put an attorney on the line with you almost immediately.
Free.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's free until you get a settlement.
Yeah,
so no upfront money. A lot of people feel like, well, I can't afford an attorney. I can't afford to pay them anything up front. You don't have to. It comes out of the settlement at the end.
If they don't win your case, then that's it. But they take personal care of you. If you need a doctor, you need a chiropractor, you need transportation, whatever you need, the advocates will help you out. They're Utah advocates. So give them a call if you're injured. 801-355-5550, or there's a chat feature on their website as well. It's UtahAdvocates.com.
The new episode is called
I was going to mention this article a little bit more.
Oh, okay. This is the Tribune article?
Yeah, this guy calls me. And that's why, I don't know what Richie expected. He calls me. He asks for some quotes.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing you want to do, obviously, is see if he got the quotes right.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you always do? If you're being quoted
I don't want
in
to
the
be
paper?
misquoted.
No.
I might come off looking stupid.
I'm just concerned my name's spelled right.
It is. And I was quoted correctly. I don't know about you, because you haven't looked yet.
I was rambling. I was doing my dishes when he called, so I had him on my jawbone, you know.
I was
You in the bathroom?
No, I was at Liberty Park putting my kids on the Ferris wheel and the little all the little death trap rides that are over there at Liberty Park. The little injury-inducing ride. I cut myself on this.
Really?
Allred, in referencing his 5,000th episode on the Radio from Hell program, was quoted as saying, "You little jerk, get on that ride!"
You're bringing the little jerks tonight, right?
Yeah. But the quote, this dawned on me. This was, I think one of the more brilliant observations I've ever had. The reporter from the Salt Lake Tribune asked me, so why do you think your show has been on so long? Why has it lasted 5,000 episodes when other morning shows and radio shows have come and gone? Some appear and go quickly, some are there for a while, but they disappear. Why have you guys lasted 5,000 episodes? And I said, well, it seems pretty simple to me. It's because nobody ever fired us. Really? I mean, isn't that he kind of paused and he said, well, I guess that is true, isn't it?
Well, but we were fired.
Doesn't mean it's good. We just weren't fired.
We were fired once.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess we were fired once.
Yeah.
No, you weren't fired. You could have stayed. You two could have kept doing the show.
No, he was told he would be fired if he didn't sign the contract.
That's what I mean. If you had signed the contract,
I was fired. I was fired because I wanted to be fired. I don't
different.
count that as really being fired. I was fired because I really, really wanted to be fired in the long run. I wasn't going to sign.
You could have kept your job if you wanted. Yeah. You signed the contract. You keep your job.
I wasn't going to sign a contract with those people, and I said to myself, if they fire me, I'll get unemployment. So that's what I want. I wanted to be fired.
So you were fired.
Yeah, but nobody's ever really fired.
Like I said,
fired
you suck. I don't want you to work here anymore. Get out.
Technically, I've been fired. You were never fired.
I've been fired many, many times. Oh, you mean from that
not
job?
Not from this show.
Yeah,
but not from this show.
From the show. You've never been fired from this show.
Not from this show, no.
No.
Well, that's where it matters.
No. Never been fired from this show. And I was fired kind of by design, so I don't count that.
Waves hit the eardrum, which the brain translates into what we call
Radio from Hell on
I
X96.
feel bad when I hear that because it's just not right to make fun of Tourette's Willie that way.
You're not making
He can't
fun
help
of him.
it. He can't help
He's celebrated, Bill.
That's his radio persona.
But you know who we can make fun of?
Then why were you laughing, Gina?
You know who we can make fun of?
Well, we could make fun of Ted Cruz, or we could make fun of James Woods.
Let's make fun of both of them.
Yeah, you had some idea of where you wanted to go with this.
So, maybe you're not on Twitter. You really should be.
It's a lot more fun than your Facebook.
It is.
Yeah.
So, Ted Cruz, his official Twitter account. So now what's coming out is, well, who has control over it? And is it just him, or is it? So last night at about 10 o'clock.
About bedtime.
About bedtime.
Yeah.
He's probably settling back, putting his sleepy head on the pillow and checking his phone one last time.
Ted Cruz. Now, you know who Ted Cruz is. Senator Ted Cruz.
Texas senator, ran for president. He looks like some sort of an alien wearing a human skin suit.
He's the most disliked man up on the hill.
And, Bill, I sent you an article tangentially related to this. Uber conservative Ted Cruz, who once argued in the Texas State Supreme Court that you don't have the right to masturbate.
You can't own dildos and vibrators and things like that. You shouldn't.
I'm a maniac.
You shouldn't be allowed to do that.
So last night about 10 o'clock, Ted Cruz, his Twitter account,
Lion Ted,
liked a post from a sexually themed Twitter account.
I'm a maniac.
And it wasn't a picture, it was a video.
It's a Twitter account. I went and looked at it. It's a Twitter account that shows little 2-minute segments of two-minute videos of pornography, and
it is pornography.
Yes, it is.
It is
tries to get you to go to a bigger website and spend money.
It's not just sort of hinted at. It's pornography.
Mm-hmm.
Now here and it was up for over an hour.
I don't know if we should be showing that. We're not showing anything explicit.
No.
But it does indicate what the Twitter account is.
It was up for over an hour before
somebody deleted
it.
I'm guessing it was.
No, and now you're saying I'm guessing it was an accident. I am way too active on Twitter. I spend an inordinate amount of time every day.
As a matter of fact, I have to turn off my phone occasionally because there are so many notifications.
I know,
and it's all you.
I have a Twitter problem.
Yes, you do.
I'm addicted because it's real time news and it's happening right now, and I can't stop. I'm on there a lot. Do you know what I never run across?
What's that?
Porn.
That's true, because you can curate your Twitter account so that if you don't follow that stuff, you don't get it.
Because there are algorithms that keep track of. So there's these things you follow, which are things you're choosing to do.
Yes.
And then Twitter will pop in things that it thinks that you will like. So if your argument is, well, maybe it accidentally came up and he accidentally hit like. Even if that's the case, he's been looking at porn on his phone at some point if the Twitter algorithm is sending him I never get that stuff, and I'm on it all the time.
And you know what? You're wasting your time. I think it's a shame that you don't get that stuff. It's really
my point is
I can show you how to get it if you want. It sounds to me like you really do.
I'm a maniac.
My point is even if this was an accidental, my thumb slipped and I liked something, he's looking at that stuff on his phone and he's a hypocrite.
Yes.
That's a surprise.
But
you've shocked me with this.
But the good one yesterday, I mean, this one was fun, but it was the James Woods one. That was awesome.
So James Woods he used to be an actor, didn't he?
Yeah.
Here's an article about it that says, "Who is James Woods?" Right-wing actor, and I went to Mr. Woods' Twitter account.
Oh, he's
through
crazy.
stuff. Yeah, he's very right-wing and crazy. He has been slammed by Armie Hammer and Amber Tamlin. He has a history of controversy. The article here, this is Newsweek. Conservative actor James Woods, one of President Trump's staunchest supporters, on Monday, Woods quoted a tweet that, so this is about a movie that Armie Hammer is in at Sundance, where Armie Hammer plays a homosexual, is it a professor?
I'm not sure.
He plays a gay man, and he has a relationship with a 17-year-old boy in the movie. And James Wood quoted a tweet that read, 24-year-old man, 17-year-old boy, stop, as they quietly chip away at the last barriers of decency, hashtag NAMBLA, which stands for North American Man-Boy Love Association, which is a real organization. Hammer responded. Don't I seem to remember that you were 60 and dating a 19-year-old girl? Tell me what the big difference is here.
Well, actually, there's a much bigger difference there. Yeah. 60 and 19 and 24 and 17.
Man.
And then, and I hope this is true.
I believe it.
But Amber Tamblyn said...
She's an actress and married to David Cross.
Right. Who's much older than she is.
Yes.
That's true. She said, James Woods tried to pick me and my friend up at a restaurant once.
Yeah.
He wanted to take us to Vegas. I'm 16, I said. Even better, he said.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I totally believe that.
I want to believe that.
I totally believe that.
So do you believe that both of those things are wrong, or just one of them is?
What do you...
I mean, is
both of what things?
Is it wrong for a 25-year-old
I think
man
there
to
is
be
a
with
difference between a
19-year-old?
24 and a 17 and a 19 and a 60. Yes, I think there's a difference there. But no matter the sexes involved, I think that's 20. Yes, I think there's a difference for sure.
The name of the movie, by the way, is called Call Me by Your Name. It got critical raves at Sundance, apparently. I don't remember even encountering it when we were up there this January. It's got Oscar buzz for Armie Hammer, and I guess the actor who plays the kid, the younger guy, is Timothy Chalamet, whoever that is. Yeah, and Woods, I guess, got into a little bit of a, back and forth with them until Armie Hammer did that.
Oh yeah,
and then went,
oh,
okay, I'm done. I'm done. Done.
I wonder what he has to say about the Amber Tamblyn add-on, though.
Yeah,
he said it never happened. I don't
believe you.
I believe her.
Well, and there's a picture here of James Woods with a woman he was dating when he was he was 59, and he was romantically linked to 19-year-old and interestingly named Ashley Madison.
Yeah, that's way creepier than 24 and 17.
At the age of 66, James Woods dated Kristen Bogus, who was 20. Now, I'm not going to begrudge James Woods that, but
well, no,
who is he to be criticizing?
That's the point.
Yeah,
that's the point.
A movie, and it's a movie. It's not even reality.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah. You could be considered a creeper, James, if you want to let's just turn it about. You're a creeper. So there you go.
All right. Let's see. We got round 2 of the boners coming up. Do you have traffic? Who's first?
What are we going to do about you, though, not getting any porn on Twitter? We're going to have to fix that for you.
I don't want any porn on Twitter.
Oh, I thought it sounded to me like you were
my
upset.
point is that the argument that you accidentally ran across that.
I see. It sounded to me like you were feeling left out.
I never get those emails either.
I can send you some.
No.
All right.
Crash northbound I-15 Pleasant Grove Boulevard. Crash eastbound I-215 8th West in Salt Lake. Crash westbound I-215 at 7th East in Salt Lake. Crash northbound I-15 milepost 277 American Fork. The right lanes are closed there. That's traffic brought to you by Snowbird Season Passes. They're on sale now and offer the most benefits of any pass in Utah. Experience the longest season, 2,500 acres of legendary terrain. Learn more at snowbird.com.
James Woods tweets, I wish Twitter would stop talking about me today. Ted Cruz responds, I got you, bro. Here are your boner candidates coming up. Number 1, Fox and Friends Kilmeade is a dolt.
Ooh.
Boner candidate number 2, well, they had shelter and a place to play when the storm passed. And boner candidate number 3, thanks for your honesty, you are suspended.
All right, there we go. Round 2 of the boner voting and big boy news all on the way. Stand by for that. Diamonds Direct, they're good people.
Diamonds Direct, they call it that because of they have a direct connection, no middleman, to the diamond market in Tel Aviv, particularly.
Well, they get the raw diamonds there and cut them themselves.
And they really then they bring them here and sell them to you with no middleman. And right now they're having this incredible offer. This is, let's see, for a limited time, I don't know how much longer this will last. You can get a diamond at Diamonds Direct or a piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct. No interest for 5 years on any purchase. That's diamonds, it's rings, bracelets, anything they have there. So no interest for 5 years. It's an amazing buying opportunity from Diamonds Direct for a limited time. You could, for instance, get a $3,000 Diamond Eternity Band. That's a ring, Gina explains to us, with diamonds all the way around.
They're beautiful. I love them.
I want one. For only $50 a month, no money down.
That's a deal.
Yeah, so don't miss this. Diamonds Direct, they're very nice folks out there, too. That's, of course, on approved credit. Diamonds Direct, 6400 South, across the street from the Fashion Place Mall.
Strong Volkswagen and X90s.
The good news is that I've learned that if you combine the mangosteen fruit with certain alcohols, it will cure cancer. And I've got the margarita recipe here, the cancer-curing margarita recipe right here. 1 shot of tequila, 2 shots of Zango, and 3/4 shot of triple sec. All right?
It's a martini.
That'll cure your cancer.
That will cure cancer. I am cancer-free for 15 years.
And there's your proof.
So there you go. What more proof do you need?
So apparently they really put this in there in the company literature.
Oh, hell yeah.
You see that?
You can't do that.
No. What you do is you infer it.
Mm-hmm.
Say, oh,
you get your distributors to talk about it. You
don't put it in your literature.
Look, all I can say to Zango is, why aren't I your spokesman? I'm cancer-free for 15 years. I found that it's the mixing with alcohol that makes it work. Why don't they call
reaction
me? This is $1 million company. This is my ticket to a big pay.
And they're local here. They should know who you are.
They should know who I am, right? I could give them a whole list of recipes, drink recipes, martinis, margaritas, daiquiris that will, cure cancer and depression.
You're awfully happy now that you do.
I'm happy and cancer-free.
Everybody knows that Zango won't cure cancer. It's Tahitian noni that cures cancer.
Can you mix that with alcohol?
Oh, no.
No, you don't want to do that, no.
You don't want to drink that, period.
Wonder what does this mean for them?
They have 15 days to respond. My guess is that either Orrin Hatch will swoop in like Super Hatch and save the day because he's big on that, supplement business stuff, or they'll just have to take that out of their literature.
Yeah, I think probably they have to say, sorry, we won't do it anymore.
They'll have to tell the people who sell it, don't say that.
Does really cure cancer. Or we don't have any evidence.
We don't have any evidence that it cures cancer. But Kerry Jackson, 15 years cancer-free because of the magic cancer-free margarita.
Because cancer's one disease. I love that when they say it cures cancer. Because cancer's a whole bunch of different things.
Well, that's the beauty of it. It cures cancer.
That's how
all
good.
Kinds of
apparently,
cancer.
That's how good this stuff is.
All cancer's the same. You drink this.
Drank all our good liquor, you big moocher.
I like that. That's a new one I put.
You drank all our good liquor, you big moocher.
The bad liquor's still here, but the good.
I drink a bit.
And I'll change this drop from.
What do you say you and me go out and get plastered?
To.
What do you say you and me go out and get.
Cure cancer!
What are you guys doing? We're curing cancer.
I am curing cancer with this magic margarita recipe, okay?
Right this second.
Hey, right this second, I'm
curing cancer.
Right now, even as I stand here and look at you.
Cancer cells dying right and left.
Radio from hell every morning. Alternative music all day. X96.
So you know, before we go to, we just played a little thing there. Lance, it said, and it talked about crackers and a sandwich and we all kind of went, "What is that?" I don't know. You know exactly what it is. They're delicious. I've eaten them many times. It's the company that makes those packages of you'll have 2 cheese crackers with peanut butter in it.
Oh,
little packages of those little sandwiches. That's the company. That's the name of the company. It says it right on the packages, but you never really think of that. You just buy them and eat them because they're delicious. So they make all kinds of sandwiches out of crackers. And they're
all right.
The Captain's wafers with cream cheese and peanut butter, and I want them. I went to their website, Lance Sandwich Crackers.
Time now for round 2 of the Boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote which of these 3 is the worst. Which of these 3 deserve to go forward to Boner Dome for Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day? Boner means mistake, of course. 2 candidates now, then a third after the big boy news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. And one of you lucky Boner voters will receive a Can't Buy It, Gotta Win It Radio from Hell Boner t-shirt, courtesy of
Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
So Boner candidate number 1 is Fox and Friends Kilmeade. Brian Kilmeade is a dolt. I have expressed my distaste for him in the past.
He's won the Boner before, I believe.
I've watched him, and it is unclear to me how someone this stupid can have a TV show and have a book on the bestseller list.
Does he?
He did have. There's a book about George Washington or something. He's a moron.
Yeah. And what's worse is that the president takes marching orders from him.
Leave it to Fox News Channel talk show host to ask a very tone-deaf question during a somber discussion by Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke of a 9/11 memorial on the 16th anniversary of the terror attacks on New York and the Washington area. Fox and Friends host Brian Kilmeade asked, "Do you worry 100 years from now someone's going to try and take that memorial down like they're trying to remake our memorials today?"
So you're equating a 9/11 memorial
to
Confederate.
Because they're all memorials in his mind. It's all the same thing.
Zinke was talking about the Flight 93 National Memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. It's one that we often forget.
Yes.
That commemorates the brave airline passengers who battled hijackers and took down a 4th plane on 9/11, preventing an additional terror attack on Washington.
He's saying that's the same thing.
What happened on Flight 93 is an example of America sticking together, Zinke said, adding that the memorial honors American heroes. Well, Kilmeade couldn't resist piping in with his question that equated the recognition of those who sacrificed their lives to prevent further devastation on September 11th with the push by cities such as Baltimore, Maryland, and others to remove statues glorifying those who defended the slave-owning Confederacy.
The families of those 9/11 victims should be screaming at Fox News for an apology. That's horrible.
Zinke didn't seem fazed, though. He treated the question seriously. Well, I'm one that believes that... see, if I'd been sitting there and he'd said that, I would have gone, what again?
You're equating...
Well, I'm one that believes that, we should learn from history, and I think our monuments are a part of our country's history. We can learn from it. Since we don't put up statues of Jesus, everyone is going to fall morally short.
What?
He was making kind of a joke.
Oh, okay.
I think is what that's intended to be. He apparently has never seen the massive tributes to Jesus like the Christ of the Ozarks in Eureka Springs, Arkansas,
yeah, they're
the
everywhere.
Lux Monday in Monroe, Ohio, or maybe a dozen other places outside of churches. We don't put up statues to Jesus.
Quick question. Did the people on Flight 93 rape and kill slaves?
No,
they didn't. Okay,
No.
well then there's a difference.
Boner candidate number 1, Fox and Friends, Brian Kilmeade is a dolt. Boner candidate number 2, well, they had shelter and a place to stay when the storm passed. A mother in Oregon is accused of leaving her 2 young children at a park so that she could go to a tattoo parlor and get some new ink.
Well, they don't let you bring the kids to the tattoo parlor. What do you want her to do?
Annalisa Lara of Hillsborough was arrested Saturday after a family at Harleman Park in Cornelius, Oregon, saw her children, ages 3 and 8, unattended inside a public restroom. Laura's children were using the bathroom as shelter from a rainstorm. They'd been left alone at the park for about an hour, according to investigators. Laura returned to the park about 30 minutes after the family who found the kids called the cops. She was later charged with first-degree criminal mistreatment and neglect of a child.
3
Boner
and 8.
Candidate number 2. Come on, they had shelter and a place to stay when the storm, was a place to play when the storm passed. So they were okay.
Right.
Kids love going to the park.
They do. They love it there.
Would be better for them to hang out there than at the tattoo parlor. All right, coming up in a moment, Boner candidate number 3. Thanks for your honesty. You are suspended.
All right, it's Boner candidate number 3. After this here big boy news and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Black Velvet Boutique, a locally owned and operated sexual wellness resource, open 7 days a week. Drop in and find something special and fun, located at 293 South State in Clearfield, or blackvelvetboutique.com.
Corner Brook, Newfoundland. The mayor of Corner Brook, Charles Pender, who's running for re-election, says people are still vandalizing his property with hot dogs, and he's about had it.
What?
Mr. Pender tweeted a picture earlier this week of his car with several uncooked hot dog wieners on the windshield of the car.
If you go to x96.com/live, you can see a picture of that.
Last week, someone cut holes in his campaign signs to make it appear as though he was eating a hot dog. Earlier this week, he wrote that the sign vandalism has progressed to incursions into my property and my home. He says he thought of someone on his property while he sleeps is very uncomfortable. I'd like this hot dog vandalism to stop. It's unnerving and it's illegal.
But may I ask the obvious question?
Don't know.
They don't address it in the story anywhere?
No.
What?
What is it?
Has he said something about hot dogs?
Now, I think...
Is there a hot dog plant in the town that he's shutting down?
No.
There's no...
What? Yeah, what's the connection?
They're not saying.
I
didn't research it past this story, but I'm betting, Gina, that somebody thinks he's a wiener. That's what it is. And cutting holes in his campaign signs to make it appear as though he's eating a hot dog, that's not what they're making it appear as. Okay? So up in Everett, Washington, there's a group of baristas who wear bikinis at work.
All right.
They've sued a Washington State city, the Washington State city of Everett, saying 2 recently passed ordinances banning bear skin violates their right to free expression and privacy. The Seattle Times reports that the suit filed Monday in U.S. District Court for the Western District of Washington says the ordinances passed by the Everett City Council deny bikini stand employees the ability to communicate through swimwear, and infringes on their right to privacy and denying them due process. The plaintiffs argue in the suit that their right to privacy is violated when officers inspect them to ensure that they're following the rules. Now, I looked at some of the pictures of these baristas, bikini baristas.
Okay.
Probably did. I don't know if Dylan put one up there.
He did not.
At x96.com/live. But the main picture of the story, it was just a young woman in a bikini serving somebody coffee through a window of a drive-up place. Excuse me. But if you then there were a series of pictures that I don't know that apparently these baristas make available to customers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, again, I don't think this should be illegal, but they're something even scantier than just bikinis. Some of them have just pasties on their nipples.
Okay.
And I'm thinking that maybe they serve coffee that way as well. And Everett, Washington, I believe, is kind of a conservative place. I don't think they're not going to cotton to that. But Utah man accused of kidnapping and sexually abusing his girlfriend's teenage daughter 3 years ago in Duchesne has resolved that case. But he still faces sex-related charges in Salt Lake County. Jared Stephen Morgan pleaded no contest to third-degree forcible sexual abuse last week in 8th District Court. That's how he resolved it. So he's going to do some time for this kidnapping and abuse. Morgan initially faced human trafficking and other more serious charges. He was sentenced to serve a year in jail is all for the crime. And he's getting credit for time served. But he's not done because he's got problems here in Salt Lake County as well with other cases. He's been charged in district court with 16 felonies, including sexual abuse and other charges. So it seems egregious that he only got sentenced a year in jail with time off for, time served. He's going to get more. Don't worry, he'll get more.
Yeah, that didn't sound like nearly enough.
Yeah. He'll get more. The story of the nurse up at the University Hospital still has repercussions and fallout. So now the watch commander who was on duty during that nurse's arrest has been placed on leave. An attorney says that he's received death threats. Well, that's a little much, I think. Criticism continues after surfacing a video showing the Salt Lake City police detective arresting a nurse who refused to draw blood from an unconscious patient. An attorney for one of the officers asked for the public's patience as several investigations are now taking place. Detective Jeff Payne and another officer were put on administrative leave on the 1st of September, a day after the nurse's attorney released the police body camera footage of the arrest. Now it looks as though the other officer on leave, by the way, is Payne's watch commander. It's Lieutenant James Tracy. Ed Brass is representing Officer Tracy with his co-counsel Kim Cordova, and Brass said Friday that it's clear that people have an intense reaction to the video. The lieutenant, he said, has had to shut down his social media accounts after receiving death threats. His adult son, too, has been the subject of threatening messages. That's a little much, folks.
Death threats is...
They may have made a bad decision in their handling of the case, but death threats? No. Really? Come on. I don't get people sometimes. Let's see. Here's, Trump's travel ban. The Supreme Court has temporarily now apparently restored Donald Trump's travel ban as of yesterday. Granted,
I can't keep track of all the back and forth.
The Supreme Court granted a request from the Trump administration and temporarily blocked a federal appeals court's ruling that placed restrictions on the president's travel ban. In a one-page decision signed by Anthony Kennedy, the High Court halted a ruling by the liberal Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals last week that prohibited the government from banning entrance to refugees who had been offered help by a U.S.-based resettlement agency. The justice's order puts the San Francisco-based appeals court ruling on hold until the parties challenging the ban can submit written arguments to the court by Tuesday afternoon. So it's temporary so that they can get their arguments in. I think, well, I'm not going to predict. I won't predict what's going to happen. And then, let's see, how much time do we have here?
Probably ought to,
wrap it up.
I'll tell you about, Liam Neeson says he's done with these action parts. Like Taken.
Wolf Punch?
Wolf Punch.
Taken and those. He said, I'm not going to, it's interesting that he kind of fell into those roles and did them, and he was good at them, but he was a much more serious actor, and then he started doing these kind of schlocky action roles.
It's easy money.
Yeah, but he says, I'm done with those. I'm going to go back to the serious.
Unless they ask me back for Wolf Punch 2. Sports weather traffic or just weather traffic?
Well, no, sports weather traffic because I have a prize for you.
Okay.
877-602-9696. If you would like to go to the Real Salt Lake game this Saturday, they're playing the Portland Timbers. We have a pair of tickets to give away, and there are still tickets available for that match. Just go to the Rio Tinto box office or realsaltlake.com, and maybe you'll see my new soccer inappropriate sports crush. Connor Sparrow has been signed. He was the Real Monarchs goalkeeper. Very, very good goalkeeper and very cute.
Do you get pictures of soccer players on your Twitter?
Because I searched them.
Okay.
Those pop up.
All right, I'm just.
They have clothes
Okay.
on.
All the time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Let's see. We've got weather. We're still in our summer mode today, 91 for a high, but that should start changing by tomorrow. Traffic and weather brought to you by the grand opening of Johnny O's Spudnut Shop in Layton. It's opening September 16th on Hillfield Road. Go on, you can buy any coffee, get a Spudnut for 25 cents. On Saturday, buy any dozen, get the second half off. Free fountain drinks. Spudnuts are delicious. Somebody bring us some. Crash eastbound SR 201 at 25th West in Salt Lake. Crash eastbound Old Bingham Highway at Mountain View Corridor in Salt Lake. Let's see, we've got a crash northbound I-15 5th East American Fork in Utah County. Crash northbound I-15 Pleasant Grove Boulevard, that also in Utah County. Crash eastbound I-215 8th West in Salt Lake. Crash westbound I-215 7th East in Salt Lake. That's traffic.
Thank you.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Thanks for your honesty. You're suspended. A student.
Sorry.
A student. Oh, there we go. A student received a 3-day suspension. Excuse me. Sorry. And a citation after he said that he had accidentally brought a pocket knife to middle school on Monday. Thomas Ross Jr., 13, told Pittsburgh's Action News 4 that he used the knife to help his father open a cardboard box and set up a futon on Sunday night, and then he put the knife back into his pocket. Young Mr. Ross, said he wore the same pants to school on Monday and then realized, oh, I've got that knife with me.
Haven't you done that going to the airport, had it in your just as a habit, you have it in your pocket?
Yeah, with my Glock. Yeah.
No,
he said he immediately asked to go to the office, where he told the secretary and the principal that he had accidentally brought a pocket knife to school. Ross's father said he got a phone call from the school and was told that young Thomas had been suspended for 3 days and would also be receiving a school citation. There's a first-degree murderer and a third-degree murderer. There's no such thing as zero tolerance in the world, Thomas Ross Sr. said. Why is there zero tolerance on a child bringing a weapon by accident to school and then doing the right thing and turning it in?
Yeah, reward him for doing the right thing.
He did the right thing.
You put him up as an example to the other students and say, this is how you should handle
Ross
this.
Sr. said his son had never been in trouble at school, had not been suspended ever before or cited for anything. He said he was told that a longer 10-day suspension would be considered at an informal hearing on the matter to be held Thursday with school administrators. When he realized he had it, he turned it in. He's a typical kid. Don't discipline a child for doing the right thing.
Exactly.
And do you know that what that will make other kids do who accidentally have that? They will not fess up and turn it in. They'll try to hide it, and they could get in more trouble.
Well, I think this kid's a boner for confessing to doing it in the first place. No, I don't.
He did the right
Thanks
thing.
for your honesty. You are suspended. Boner candidate number 3.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, Fox and Friends Brian Kilmeade is a dolt, making just a totally tone-deaf comment, comparing 9/11 memorials to Confederate statues. An idiot. Boner candidate number 2, well, they had shelter, and then they had a place to play when the storm passed. It's a mother who was arrested for abandoning her kids at a park so she could go get a tattoo. And I maintain that the park is a better place for them than the tattoo parlor. And then boner candidate number 3, thanks for your honesty, you are suspended.
All right, let's vote. You got to decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst. Which one of these 3 deserves to go to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day? Choose wisely. 1, 2, or 3. Which candidate? Put it in the message of your text, that number, 1, 2, or 3, and then text that to 33986. You can call, use your voice, 877-602-9696. You can also go to our website, x96.com, and look for the box that says September 12th, round 2. Vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. All right, less than 300 seconds left to vote. Let's go. Round 2.
The music starts at 10 with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding with John Smith on X96.
Okay. PRA Health Sciences is seeking help.
I have a 7-year-old, so
Exactly.
who's starting competition soccer.
Say goodbye to the rest of your weekends for the rest of your life.
That's what I'm saying. It all starts tomorrow. They have a tournament tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They have a game at 11. No, they have a game at 2. They have a game at 7.
Mm-hmm.
Friday they have a game at 11, and we're going to be up at Snowbird. So somehow I have to get from Snowbird to. This is going to be. This is my life.
I would suggest using your car. I think you would use your car.
Let me ask you a question. Was it his idea to play
Yes.
soccer?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Because that's when you need to have the talk with him and say, look, okay, I understand you want to play soccer, but guess what? Mommy is saying goodbye to her weekends now because of this.
It's a huge commitment. It's expensive.
Here's what you do.
And it's a huge commitment.
I'm sure if you search around, you know how you have found a person to do almost everything for you. Rather than clean up the dog crap in your yard, you have found a person who will do that for you. Rather than deal with the lice problem yourself, you found the lice lady.
Yeah.
I'll bet you anything there is a person out there who will go to the soccer games for you.
But I like to go to
Then
the
quit bitching about it.
No, I'm just saying it begins, and Carrie's absolutely right.
Yeah.
It is
This isn't just you playing soccer here. You need to know this, kid. This is about me taking you, transporting you, and the other two,
And it starts small when, they're 7, but pretty soon it's out of state tournaments.
Yeah.
Multiple times a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge
which is really kind of ridiculous if you think about it. Out of state tournaments, really?
Yep.
For 7-year-olds. Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's how people catch the bird flu: by close contact with birds or bird droppings. Some people have caught bird flu by cleaning or pluck. Did you pluck any birds?
I
while
didn't
you were on
pluck
vacation?
anything.
There was no plucking going on in the
No.
trailer. I guess it is kind of close quarters. The kids can hear.
There's no plucking in the trailer.
Mom, what are you doing?
I'm plucking a chicken.
Your dad and I are plucking a chicken.
Keep plucking that chicken. Isn't that what they said?
Yeah,
Keep plucking that chicken.
It is also possible that some people were infected after swimming or bathing in water contaminated with the droppings of infected birds, and some. Here it is. You've handled a fighting cock.
That's it.
That's what.
That's it.
You handled a fighting cock.
I have to admit, I've handled a fighting
You
cock.
handled a fighting cock. There have been a few cases where one infected person caught the bird flu virus from another person, but it never has happened. It does not happen by eating infected animals.
But I knew it was living amongst. It's not the mosquito bite, but it's living amongst them.
And it happens a lot in Egypt.
Our attorney Ed Brass sounds like your DNA dad is Marty Feldman because of your eye drooping and oozing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got another person who is saying, out-of-state tournaments? This is Gina's way of telling you that she'll be taking time off.
Oh, I see.
Not yet.
This is her way of telling us now.
This one is just here.
And then it'll get announced on a Thursday.
Yeah. By the way, I'll be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because...
And then she'll say, I told you that this would happen.
Because her husband can't possibly take the time off to go to the out-of-state tournament.
No.
But you can. Because this job isn't.
He has a real job.
Yeah, this isn't.
This isn't a real job.
No, not to you. It isn't. And certainly the way we treat.
Why
you.
should it be?
No, we're going to create a rent-a-mom business. I think this is a great idea here.
Radio from Hell, Carrie, Bill, and Gina in the morning, and alternative music all day. X96.
All right, it's 8:48 right now.
All right, time to announce the winner of round 2 of Boner Voting. Round 2's winner brought to you in part by a baked cauliflower.
Baked cauliflower?
We'll go into it later. Didn't turn out well.
And Del Taco's new Queso Blanco creamy blend of real cheese, peppers, try it on nachos, fries, burritos, and more. Queso Blanco from the drive-thru that's unfreshing, believable. Participation may vary.
So Boner candidate number 1, Fox and Friends Brian Kilmeade is adult, comparing a 9/11 memorial and trying to draw some comparison with that to the Confederate statues. Well, you think in 100 years they're going to make us start taking down the 9/11 memorials? You know, he's an
idiot.
Boner candidate number 2, they had shelter and a place to play when the storm passed. Some mother who was arrested for abandoning her young kids at a park so that she could get a tattoo. And Boner candidate number 3, thanks for your honesty. You are suspended. A young man, middle school student, who realized that he had accidentally left a pocket knife in his pocket when he went to school, and he went to the principal's office and told them about it, and they suspended him. That's Boner candidate number 3. Clay Shonen won the Boner T-shirt, and the winner, Boner candidate number 3. Thanks for your honesty. You are suspended.
All right, so that one goes forward to Boner Fight. It might just be Boner of the Day. We'll do that at 9:25. All right.
Now we're joined here in the studio by Wade Matthews, who's with the Utah Division of Emergency Services. And people are thinking a lot about what they need in the event of emergency right now because of the hurricanes in Florida and in Texas, and also because of there have been swarms of earthquakes going on right now as well.
I just like that a lot of earthquakes is called a swarm.
And so,
pretty fierce.
Yeah, so Wade, you work with the Utah Division of Emergency Services. What can people do? How should they be prepared in case something happens here?
Well, we have a little mantra, a slogan. We say make a plan, get a kit, be informed, and get involved. And there's so much to do that it can be a little bit overwhelming when you think about all the things that it takes to be totally prepared or ready, for, if you will. But we just try to encourage people to take it one piece at a time. Just do something. Take action towards preparedness and get over that scary bump just to get started.
So what's as you say, how can they start without spending any money, for instance?
Okay, when we're talking about spending money, of course, disaster supply kits, food and water storage, those are the basic things that you'll need to do to spend money for preparedness, but there's so much more. First of all, knowing the protective actions. That's part of preparedness. And if we don't know how to survive a disaster, the rest of our plans don't really matter. And those protective actions include things like evacuation, taking shelter, drop, cover, and hold on for earthquakes, turn around, don't drown for flooding, and all these different types of
turn around, don't drown. I've never heard that one
there's
before.
some new ones. There's some new ones out there.
Don't drown. Meaning what?
How many times do we see, this happens more back east and where they got the bigger rivers and things, but you watch YouTube videos, this guy's going to drive his truck through this raging river, and the next thing you know, he's floating down the river, getting rescued off the top.
Don't go down to the river's edge to look at the flooding, go the other way.
Turn around, don't drown. Yeah. And for example, lightning, when thunder roars, go indoors. We have all these little catchphrases to help us remember what to do when we're in that panic situation. The very first one was stop, drop, and roll.
Right,
Everybody knows
that
that one. Yeah.
Duck and cover. That's the nuclear explosion.
But that developed into drop, cover, and hold on for earthquake protection. So knowing the protective actions is a great thing, and that doesn't cost a dime to learn the protective actions, and that's what's going to save our lives.
So evacuation plans, I guess you're talking about knowing, just the best way to get out of your house if it's on fire or if there's been an earth. But then, are there evacuation plans for leaving Salt Lake City?
There may be, and those would be provided by the local emergency managers, telling us which direction's the best way to go and where the shelters might be, and to avoid the danger area. And I don't know any scenario really that would cause us to need to evacuate the entire valley, even the Salt Lake Valley. But knowing the protective action, take your disaster supply kits with you. You're going to be evacuating in your own vehicles. We're not going to come around and pick everybody up.
How do you put together a kit?
A flea bag.
Okay, well, first of all, your disaster supply kit, they're basically all the same. 72-hour kits, a car kit is a smaller version, and it's the basic supplies that you'll need to survive for however long the emergency is going to last.
72 hours.
Until you can get home. Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. After Katrina, they said have at least a 5-day supply of food and water. Something else people don't think about for evacuation is making a list of those important items that you can't live without, that are irreplaceable, that if your home is destroyed when you get back, you still have those important things. Wills, deeds, titles, collections, photo albums, journals, family histories, heirlooms. And you make a list of those things now. Don't wait for the evacuation order to happen, because that's when we panic. You've already thought about it. So anyway, knowing protective actions, I think, is one of the most important things we can do towards emergency preparedness. Communication is another one. This is also free.
Yeah.
And on our website, bereadyutah.gov, we have a form ready to fill out, download and fill out. You put in your out-of-state telephone contact. And you put down a meeting place outside of your home, for the house fire, for the earthquake. You all get outside and take accountability and make sure everybody's safe. And you have one outside your neighborhood if your neighborhood is evacuated or the roads are closed or damaged, you can't get back home. And you tell your family, everybody go there. That's the first place we're going to meet if we were divided when the disaster happened.
Hires will meet at Hires.
No, but
and that is completely up to you. You guys decide.
My family has one. If can't get a hold of each other, this is where we'll meet. Yeah.
Right. And what does that give us? Peace of mind. If we know that we can be reunited with loved ones again after a disaster, that's half the battle. Again, that's something we should do now. Don't wait for the emergency to decide these things, and it's free.
Now, if you if people want your help in putting all of this together, I assume they can go to this website. Are there things right there online that they can access?
Absolutely. BeReadyUtah.gov. We have things there for Be Ready Family, Be Ready Schools, Be Ready Business, and Be Ready Communities. We've got all kinds of forms and documents with free information to download or just to read over to help people start getting their family disaster plans and supplies in place. We can also come out to your community organizations, church groups, and teach some small classes and set up emergency preparedness information booths as well.
And then there's, I see that you've given us a handout here, disaster supply kit, and it tells you pretty much everything you might need in one of these kits. And this is really, even now we're talking about spending a little money here, but not a lot.
There's no Pop-Tarts on here. It's gotta be
here's the thing. Here's what I say about disaster supply kits. Personalize your kits. If you love Pop-Tarts, put Pop-Tarts in your kit.
It says 3 days supply of non-perishable food.
That counts.
That's a Pop-Tart.
Right.
Twinkies would fit with that as well.
Jerky.
And this does cost a little bit of money, but the trick is just budget a little bit. Just when you go to the store, buy an extra Pop-Tart to put in your thing, and so just budget and plan ahead.
And all that information is at bereadyutah.gov.
Yes, it is.
This is really very helpful.
Handy,
you can spend, and you can also even decide how much money to spend, really, because you can go out and buy these kits that are already put together for you.
Yes, you can.
And they're not. I mean, they're not horribly expensive, but you could also put them together yourself for a lot less money.
Definitely a cheaper alternative. For many people, going out to the store and buying a ready kit is doable for them. I would still encourage them to personalize those kits.
Yes, Pop-Tarts.
Personalize those kits wherever you got them or whatever list you were using to make your own kit.
Handguns.
Certainly.
We have a link to your website and all of this information on our Facebook page.
All right. So thanks for doing that.
Yes.
Wade Matthews, Utah Division of Emergency Services. And who is it in your office that really loves the show?
Oh, Judy. Yes, Judy. Yes,
Judy.
Absolutely. And we're Division of Emergency Management. Just want a quick correction there. But Judy works with us at Division of Emergency Management. And she and I both say, thanks for letting us listen.
Judy's back in the office doing the important stuff, right?
She is,
Thank
absolutely.
You, Judy.
Right, thanks, Judy.
All right.
And thank you, Wade.
Thanks for letting me listen.
Traffic, we've got a crash eastbound SR 201 at 25th West. Crash eastbound Old Bingham Highway at Mountain View Corridor Highway. We've got, crash northbound I-15 at 5th East and American Fork. Crash northbound I-15 Pleasant Grove Boulevard. I'm going to check our message stream quickly because friends of the program are really nice letting us know when they see things. Don't see anything there, so if you're evacuating, it should be fairly smooth.
All right.
Traffic brought to you by Bad Apple, offering value pricing on new Bad Apple approved aftermarket screens. Significant discount to competitors. Now with 10 locations, go to badapplerepair.com.
All right, we got Tuesday Tunes with Todd right after these, so stand by for that. First, got to tell you about what's going on downtown.
Dine Around is back.
Is it back?
The Downtown Alliance sponsoring the Dine Around, 15th annual Dine Around, presented by Nicholas & Company. It starts Friday, September 15th. Is that this Friday?
That is.
Yeah. 45 local restaurants, specially crafted 3-course dinner menus, and 2-item lunches. You can sample the 2-item lunches for $5 or $10, and the 3-item dinners anywhere from $15 to $35 during this 2-week span. This is a perfect time for you to try out restaurants that you've been thinking about sampling and trying.
Or maybe you have a favorite you haven't been back to in a while.
And there's that, too,
go
yeah.
back.
Dine Around attendees can choose a 3-course dinner. Oh, I already said that. This year's Dine Around will experience a wider selection of tastes than a single dish. Yeah, maybe a restaurant that you go to fairly often, but you always get the same thing. Go try something else.
There's an idea.
Yeah. So if you want more information about the Dine Around, upload photos from your Dine Around experience. Use the hashtag DinoRound and tag Downtown SLC on Instagram, and you're entered to win the contest. It's dinearound.com for more.
X96 is your home for
Now, speaking of dramatic interpretations, no, wait.
Thespians.
What you guys do there is not really that at all, is it?
It's dramatic.
They're putting on a show.
Yeah, we're putting on a show.
They found some old costumes in a trunk.
And they're going to save the school. Or the church or whatever. Hey.
Last night at the theater doing my show, Spirit of the Holidays.
Plug the theater.
At the Desert Star.
Yeah, plug it.
Plays until New Year's. A friend of the program came to the show and brought her family. She had actually just previously been. She went and grabbed herself a best of CD and then decided to come.
So a real friend of the
show,
program.
yeah, a due friend of the program, and then came to the show. I said I knew that she was going to be there. She was there with her husband. I said, "Well, stick around afterwards. I'll say hello, see what you thought of the show." Mm-hmm. And afterwards, we were talking, and her mother tried to adopt me.
Huh?
From what I understand, because we talk about how my family is trying to push me out
of the house.
You're a big kid now.
So. 26 years old, you have the college degree, you don't clean your room, it's time to get out. A woman, the mother of this friend of the program, offered to adopt me last night. You can put a lock on your door, Richie. I've got the whole basement to yourself.
You're considering this, aren't you?
I started the application process last night.
Yeah, why don't you go sponge off someone else?
Your family's
it's not
tired.
Sponging.
Well, what do you call it?
Well, what do you give them in return?
A show? Do you
I can
dance and sing and perform.
I
for
sing
them?
in the shower, and that carries throughout the house. And I'm good at lawn mowing. That doesn't do any well in the.
No.
I can shovel snow.
You never have time to do any of these
I can
things.
do any of that stuff, but they offered, and so I'm seriously considering, because it's over in Sugar House.
You are seriously considering
moving in. Maybe not on a permanent basis, but becoming a resident of this home for like a month.
This will end badly.
This is a little creepy, Richie.
Someone just.
You mean this isn't like when Fonzie moved in with the Cunninghams?
That's what
for
he's
the
thinking.
garage?
That's what he's thinking.
You mean it's not like that at all?
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. C.
Because that never happens. I'm sorry, Richie.
I don't need much.
It is a little weird.
You know what we really need is a few episodes of Happy Days done by squirrels. Wouldn't that be?
Oh,
just to go back to that for a second.
That would be awesome.
Sit on it.
Yeah. I'm convinced though.
Yeah.
That I could move out, not have a place, and find places to stay.
Oh, I'm convinced.
Of course, yeah. You
well,
could.
you do it. You do it anyway.
Well, no, but I mean, I could move out of mom's, move out of dad's, and I'm seriously considering that come the first of the year.
Rotate around
and just
you'd be
go
living
around.
out of your car is what you'd be doing.
Which is no different than what I'm doing at this point. Really, if you've seen my car.
Yeah.
I said something to Richie the other day. I said, "Why don't we go in your car?" And he said, "Because there's only room for the driver."
It just jumps to the next thing. Sorry.
Let go, Carrie.
I lingered. I had to let it linger. Oh, hi, Todd.
Did you have to?
Well, looky here. It's Todd Newcomb. Mr. Newcomb is the program director here at X96, and he also does the afternoon show from
3
to 7. I always want to say 4 for some reason.
I can go on at 4. That's cool.
Why don't you do that? Make John work another hour.
Give him another hour.
Yeah.
So, in addition to all that, I also am good at cleaning poo off of a puppy's neck.
You have the cutest new puppy.
I just tweeted out a photo of the little girl. She's a silver lab, and
I didn't even know silver labs were a breed.
I didn't either.
I've seen those dogs, but I didn't know that's what they were
They
called.
kind of look like chocolate labs, but anyway, she's adorable, and I don't know how puppies get poo on their neck, but
They do.
that was my morning, and
just for fun.
You should follow Todd on social media because
Yes.
he posts lots of puppy pictures.
Twitter is at X96Todd, and you can see little Ruby. She's all clean now. She's all clean.
Ruby?
Yeah.
What? Any particular reason for the name Ruby?
Say the Rancid song, Ruby
That
Soho.
was kind of it. I was singing. Well, my wife says, okay, so she says, well, Ruby is the birthstone in it for July, which is when this little doggy was born, and she says Ruby, and I'm like Ruby Soho, and so then it kind of became a thing. So
there you go. All right. So, what song have you brought us now for Tuesday Tunes with Todd?
So Beck has been teasing us for like the last year, almost maybe more than that, with just throwing these singles out. And no album, no whatever, and everyone's been just kind of puzzled by what the hell's Beck doing. Well, he finally has the album set for October 13th. The album's going to be called Colors, and then he just gave us last week or a couple weeks ago this new song that is really good.
Now, I've not heard
I
it yet.
dig it. Yeah. Oh, it's good stuff. It's the way you want your Beck.
I heard John talking about it, and
Yeah.
I was going to take a moment and listen to it, and I forgot.
Well, a few months ago, he put out that song that was called Wow,
Yeah.
which was just awful. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Let's be honest.
Okay.
But this is just ear candy. This is turn it up and enjoy it kind of music.
So it's the Beck we know and love.
Yes, it is.
All right. So it is a brand new Beck. It's called Up All Night on X96.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's a tasty little piece of candy is what that is.
It really is.
It's a
one
piece of
those-
candy.
You get like 5 seconds in and you find yourself impulsively just cranking up the volume a little bit like, I need to hear this.
Piece of candy.
It's a nice Beck song.
That is nice. It's compact.
It's catchy.
Meaningless.
It's got some samples in there.
Sort of meaningless, you know. Just
It's a little bit funky with the beat, but
a bit of DJing.
It's a Beck song.
That's
Love
nice.
it.
That's nice. Well, if that's what his album is full of, it'll do just fine. Okay.
Thank you, Todd.
Well, thank you, Todd.
I will
knew
return
you,
in a week.
I knew you were going to bring this one in, so thank you.
Tuesday turns with Todd.
And
Next 96. Fan for pal.
If you have a dog that has poop on its neck, call Todd. He knows how to clean it off.
I'm getting to be very good at that. It actually, there was a situation like that last night that involved one of the other dogs in my house. Anyway, that's my life these days.
Number 2.
Things are
Poop
going.
chat.
Things are going well with
Dog
the
I
dogs.
know you have a puppy. Carrie's got a puppy. Just give me a call.
Yep.
All right, 11 minutes after 9 right now, and let's see. We've got Boner Fight coming up, of course.
We do
Stand by
boners
for that.
again?
What?
Wow.
I know, right?
You know,
And that's at 9:25 is when we do that. Before that, a little bit of news.
And you know, if you've got a nice yard, and you want a puppy. Maybe you want to get a dog and get a bigger yard.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, you need a yard. You need a new house.
Yep.
And but maybe you don't have the down payment money you need for it. There is grant money available. How do you find it? Well, Lolly at New Dwello can help you do that. Text the word money to 62687.
Absolutely, and you will spend. You know, this is money for up to like a 437. There's a limit on it. It's like $437,000 home, which that's a pretty good home.
Mm-hmm.
You can get down payment money. You might have to come up with about 1% of the down payment money, and then this grant money they give you the rest. So text the word money to 62687 to figure out how this is done. You'll get a little preliminary qualification questionnaire, and if you can honestly answer yes to 7 simple questions, you will have met the preliminary qualifications. So again, whether you're mostly this is for buyers, but if you're a seller, this could be valuable to you as well. Text the word money to 62687.
Strong Volkswagen and X96 present.
Somebody sent a picture, tweeted a picture of. I was talking earlier about my strange gum obsession when I was a little kid, and I liked to get under the tables at restaurants, and I would take gum from under the table, already chewed gum, and I would chew it. And I also liked the way the gum looked underneath the table, the restaurant table. It was pretty. It was kind of like a abstract art. And somebody sent a picture, Kara Jane Prower sent this picture of this gum wall.
I've seen the gum wall.
Well, and I was going to say, why didn't you bring this up? Because I remember you talking about this. It's in Portland.
Like a whole alleyway that's just covered in gum.
Yeah.
It just that I don't know how it started.
Didn't occur to you to bring that up when we were talking about it before.
No, I forgot about it until she.
Is this the one? Is this it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not. It is like an entire alleyway. It's cool looking.
Yeah.
You would love it. You
Yeah.
should make a pilgrimage.
So this shows you why I thought that looked so cool when I was a kid.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
We get a picture frame, no picture, and we set it up somewhere, and every morning you put your gum there.
Well, it's just the same kind of gum all the time.
Then there's the challenge. You'll have to switch up gums.
I'm sorry, it's Seattle. It's not Portland.
Seattle.
It's Seattle.
Okay. Let's maybe we should have a gum. I think this is a good idea. Let's have a gum picture frame in here and invite guests when they come here if they're chewing gum, or let's just say anytime Richie invites a guest to come to the studio, say, and we'd like you to be chewing gum to add to our gum frame.
Yeah.
And we'll make a piece of gum art.
Yeah, but then are you going to be tempted to?
No, I'm over that. I'm over that obsession where
He won't try to pull the gum off and eat it. No.
But I think it'd be nice to have a piece of gum art.
Color of gum is this? Not even aware. It's blue. Okay, so my contributions would be blue.
Well, does it stay blue after you're done chewing it?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of gum is it?
Orbit? You like the Orbit.
That 5 gum?
Oh, 5.
No, I only bought Orbit because it was at Costco.
Yeah, that's why.
And now they carry the 5 gum.
I chew the Orbit that I get it at Costco.
And this is cobalt flavored. I have no
Wow.
idea what that is.
What does a cobalt taste like?
Minty.
See, there's the gum I was chewing.
That's
earlier.
kind
It's kind
of green, but
pale,
not really.
pale green.
Yeah.
Pale green. Smells so good.
All right, there you go.
Gum fetishist.
So yeah, Is there some? Well, you're kind of handy, Carrie. Maybe you could make the frame.
I'm busy.
Carrie's redoing his house.
I'm busy with the basement thing.
The only place for radio from hell in the morning and alternative music all day. X96.
All right, we got Boner Fight here in about 5 or 6 minutes. But first, a little bit of news.
A little bit of news brought to you by Black Turtle. They're hiring full and part-time customer service representatives with competitive pay, including health and welfare benefits. If you're remarkable, looking for a great new opportunity, apply with Black Turtle today. JoinTheTurtle.com.
A licensed drug rehabilitation counselor up in Logan who contacted the FBI because he believed he was being targeted in an online scam is now facing criminal charges after investigators say they learned he was online in the first place to entice a teenage boy for sex. Nicholas Nick Dilstra of North Logan charged yesterday in First District Court with sexual exploitation of a minor and several other counts. Mr. Dealstra made contact with a 15-year-old boy on Craigslist, according to the police. The two exchanged text messages talking about having the cess and exchanged explicit pictures. Charging documents state the two agreed to meet, but the boy never showed up. The next day, Mr. Dealstra started receiving texts from a person claiming to be the boy's father. The father was now demanding he send money to cover the cost of car repairs because the boy had damaged the car while trying to go meet Mr. Dealstra. So he was being scammed by these people. Dealstra contacted the FBI saying, "I'm the victim of a scam on Craigslist." The FBI asked a Logan police officer to interview Dealstra, specifically about the part where he claimed he solicited a teen boy for sex. After interviewing Dealstra and looking at the messages on his phone, he was arrested. The charges do not indicate whether the 15-year-old was allegedly texting was a real person or was a part of the scam.
I mean, it sounds like it was a scam, but I'm perfectly fine with those sorts of people being scammed.
Jennifer Lawrence thinks that her boyfriend, Darren Aronofsky, is brilliant but disturbed based on his script for their upcoming psychological thriller Mother. It was an instant yes before I'd even read anything, Lawrence said during a Toronto International Film Festival conference. He told me his ideas, and I thought that they were brilliant, unique, challenging. I've been a fan of his for years. I think he's bold and brave, and I think I said brilliant. Taking the part was a decision the actress almost regretted. Her role in the movie, in which guests invade the home her character shares with her on-screen husband, Javier Bardem, was so intense that she ended up hyperventilating. She had to use an oxygen machine while they were filming.
Well, I would need that for Javier Bardem, too. Whew!
And then Jared Leto used opaque contact lenses to simulate blindness for Blade Runner. He walked around. He's known for his character commitment. His approach to the role in the upcoming Blade Runner was no different. It turns out that 30 Seconds to Mars frontman wore customized opaque contact lenses throughout the film's entire shoot, and it made him sort of blind. It reminds me of a story that Dustin Hoffman was acting with Laurence Olivier in Marathon Man.
Yes.
And Dustin Hoffman, there was a scene where Olivier said to Dustin Hoffman, "Why are you so tired?" And he said, "Well, I have to be an insomniac, and I have to be, so I've been staying awake so that I am actually physically tired, and then I could portray that on the screen." And Laurence Olivier looked at him and said, "My dear boy, why don't you just try acting?"
You're going about this all wrong.
Breaking geek news.
Yes.
Breaking. Colin Trevorrow, of course, fired by Lucasfilm for directing Episode 9, has been replaced by J.J. Abrams.
Now all the geeks can breathe a sigh of relief?
They're all breathing a sigh of relief.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'll have more on that later.
Does that mean, that probably means they just drove a dump truck of money over to him and said, whatever you want to...
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't think people put money in dump trucks these days.
I think they do for J.J. Abrams.
No, I think they mainly, Gene.
It's called a Disney dump. It's a new thing. It's
Scrooge McDuck started it,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
And they're actual coins.
Yeah,
and you swim in them.
Yeah. I hope they're Roosevelt dimes. And Dr. Gregory Burns, a neuroscientist at Emory University in Atlanta, spends his days scanning the brains of dogs, trying to figure out what they're thinking. The research is detailed in a new book, What It's Like to Be a Dog. Among the findings, your dog may really love you for you, not for your food.
I think that's true.
We spoke.
I'm sure Ripley loves me for me.
There's an interview. Says, how did your canine studies begin? He says it started with the mission that killed bin Laden.
Huh?
There had been this dog, Cairo, who leapt out of a helicopter with the Navy SEALs as they went after bin Laden. Watching the news coverage gave me an idea. Helicopters are extremely noisy. Dogs are sensitive, to noise. I thought, gee, if the military can train dogs to get into noisy helicopters, what's the deal there? And so he got me started interested in how dogs think and why they'll do what they do. And he said this dog did this not for food, not for anything, but for the fact that he loved those guys. That's what he's determined. He also says he had a pug named Newton. And he said, the dog died, and I thought about him a lot. I wondered if he'd loved me or if our relationship had been more about the food I provided. So I decided I'd start studying these things. And his test that he ran, he says, dogs actually love you for you, not just for the food.
I think Sadie Girl loved me for me.
There's a great picture of him helping a dog, it looks like a golden lab, into a MRI machine, like one of the big tunnels, and he's helping the dog.
Do they ask the dog what kind of music they want to listen to?
I don't think so. And by the way, when they do that,
you can't hear it.
You can and it's always like it's tuned to a radio station usually, and there's always static because of the interference from the MRI.
They didn't give me the option when I got mine.
No?
Nope.
They give you music?
No.
Yeah, I say no, I don't want anything, and I just put in earplugs and go to sleep. So, all right.
Thank you.
It's Boner Fight, the final round.
Oh, and the dog's coming out of the MRI machine and kissing him on the cheek.
Oh, see, he loves him.
Yeah. All right, here's Boner Fight. Round one winner was, okay, kids, time to answer a few personal questions. This is an extremely personal survey that a Roy High School teacher gave to her students, a questionnaire. For some reason, I don't know why nobody seems to have explained why she did this at this point. And then she had them sign them and turn them back in. And they asked all kinds of very invasive personal questions. And Boner candidate number 2, the winner from round 2. Thanks for your honesty. You're suspended. Another school Boner candidate, young kid with a pocket knife. He accidentally had it in his pocket when he went to school. When he realized it, he said, I better go. He went to the principal's office, said, I accidentally brought this pocket knife. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it. And they suspended him. That's Boner candidate number 2.
Indeed. All right, you got to decide which one of these is the worst. Which one should be Boner of the Day? This is Boner Fight. 1 or 2, you decide the candidate number. Put that number in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. All right? You can call, use your voice, 877-602-9696.
Oh, we have Third Eye Blind tickets for a random voter.
Oh, okay. Or you can go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight September 12 and vote there. If you don't see that box refresh, it'll appear. 300 seconds, let's go. It's Boner Fight, Boner of the Day. So you saw this video a week or so ago about the guy strapped a GoPro to his dog to see what the dog did while he was at work.
I didn't see it.
It was disturbing because the dog didn't have a moment's rest. It was nervous and frightened.
In the house?
In the house. And
He's never coming back. He's never coming back.
It would hear noises outside and be on alert, you know? And it terrified me. Because I thought to myself about my dog, Ripley. I was just convinced because she can be a little high strung. And I was just convinced that.
I don't think she's big enough to strap a GoPro to. It'd be too heavy.
We did not do that. We did, however, a friend of ours gave us this drop cam.
What is it? What is that?
It's a live camera that we set up.
Like a nanny cam?
Like a nanny cam. In the living room.
Are you looking at her right now?
This is broadcasting live from my living room right now.
Now, does she just stay in your living room during the day, or can she roam around
the house?
Well,
that's what we wanted to know.
Oh.
Her favorite spot seems to be, we've set up a little kind of a table next to the window, and she likes to sit there and look out the window. So we watched her for a day. She didn't leave that spot.
Well, she's fine then. Don't you feel better?
She's sleeping.
Yeah.
All the time.
Well, that's good.
She's a teenager.
Exactly.
She talking back to you?
I thought she'd at least be on guard or a little on alert.
Nah.
No. She barely moved.
A bomb can go off in the front yard.
And that's the other thing is that it has a motion sensor, so it'll alert me. Motion is detected,
That never happens.
No.
She doesn't move.
She was a day. She
And
was lying there.
then she's perfectly comfortable. This should
Yeah.
make you feel good.
Yes and no. She's kind of lazy. A little disappointed.
She's never going to amount to anything.
I think you ought to make her get a job.
Maybe. Require her to get a
little lazy dog.
Lazy dog. Maybe get her, a list of duties, chores.
Yeah.
You leave her list on the counter, didn't...
This has got to be done by the time
I
I'm
get
home.
She can put a little paw print next to the one she's completed.
But yeah, that video of the dog that was freaking out, it was disturbing to watch. Made me very upset. I was
Somebody in the chat room says that most dogs are like that. That guy's dog is just a neurotic mess.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure my cat, who is a jerk when we're at home.
Jerk cat.
Mr. Fluffy Pants. I was sitting there yesterday. I was talking to my wife, and he came up and bit me on the arm for no reason. I'm just sitting there like, ow, what are you doing? And it wasn't hard, but just kind of went and bit me on the arm. I'm certain that cat just sleeps all day. And then when we get home, goes crazy.
Well, it's because you're in its house when you get there.
Yeah. He just sleeps all day.
Do you think he's like a reincarnated dead person from somebody that hated you? And they're back to haunt you?
No.
No. You don't think so?
No, I
He's
don't.
biting you for no reason.
No,
Maybe it's
I
a
don't.
reason from a past life.
No, I don't.
No?
No, I don't think that.
I think
I think he's a curse from God. God sent the cat to torment.
Officially.
No, he's just a rambunctious teenager who, when he bites me, I give him a little cuff up the side of the head, and he stops. I go, don't do that.
All right, it's time to award Boner of the Day.
So we had Boner candidate number...
Brought to you in part by...
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I've now faded to the point where I'm barely functioning.
It's home stretch, Bill. Come on.
Yes, the Boner winner today brought to you in part by None.
And Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City, get 100% lifetime powertrain coverage. Your factory powertrain warranty becomes a lifetime warranty online at strongvw.com.
So Boner candidate number one was, okay, kids, time to answer a few personal questions. This survey given to, a questionnaire given to students in a middle school, and Roy High School, I guess it was, by a teacher, and they were really intrusive, personal questions about sex and drug use. Don't know why. And they were supposed to put their names on it and turn them back in, and it's just weird. And boner candidate number 2 was, thanks for your honesty, now you're suspended. The kid who had a pocket knife in his pocket at a middle school in Pennsylvania realized it was there. He went to the office and said, I'm sorry, it's an unintentional, but I've accidentally brought this pocket knife with me to school. Zero tolerance. You're suspended.
Ridiculous.
Yes, it is. Daniel Lindsay won the Third Eye Blind tickets, and the winner by a large margin. Boner candidate number 2. Thanks for your honesty. You're suspended.
Okay. That is candidate now for Tuesday. Boner of the week, it might be.
Yeah.
We'll find out on Friday.
Yeah.
All right, 9:36. And yes, the news is J.J. Abrams will be directing Star Wars Episode 9, so everyone is calming down now.
They think it's in good hands.
They think that's a good thing because they liked Episode 7.
It was good.
And it was good.
Oh, thank goodness.
We can all rest easy.
That's a load off, isn't it?
Everyone can rest easy now.
It's a load off. Well, we'll talk about this tomorrow. It's too much to go into.
What you got?
But today is the anniversary of when Rage Against the Machine played in Spanish Fort at the fairgrounds.
Why is it
Remember
too much
that?
to go into? We don't have anything else right here.
Yeah, we can talk about it now.
I don't know. I just kind of like to save it for, a more listened to time of the day. Not to disparage you people who are listening right now.
You people now get a list.
But
That's you were only worthy of a list.
1996.
We can do a quick version here,
Okay.
and then a full version some other
So
time.
Gina found this in City Weekly.
And it was when again?
1996.
96, okay.
And Rage Against the Machine was in Spanish. And, it was kind of an accident that they were there.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that at the time, I guess. 18 years ago today, apparently whoever was managing Rage Against the Machine wanted to do a show here in the area and started calling around for venues. And the show was booked accidentally by Spanish Fork Fairgrounds manager Stephen Money, who he says, it's 20 years ago almost, and I'm still trying to put it behind me. It was a bad thing for the city, and I want to forget it. Too many citizens.
Stop calling and asking me about this.
Too many citizens were upset
I
about
had to move. It was so bad.
No, he didn't move. He still manages the Spanish
does he?
Fairgrounds. Yeah.
And it wasn't a bad thing.
Nothing
for the
bad
city.
happened.
Nothing happened.
Well, nothing really did happen except they got a complaint. He didn't know who he was booking, and that's on him.
It is, yes.
Their name is Rage Against the Machine. What do you think?
We thought it was a magic act. What does he know? Could be anything. Now, it says lore holds that the city mistakenly allowed Rage Against the Machine to play because they mistook the name for a monster truck rally or a tractor pull. But city manager Dave Euler said that's not true. We knew it was a concert, but we had no idea what kind of a concert. Again, they didn't plan ahead. But it was, people tried to get it canceled, didn't have it. It went off.
It went off fine.
Lots of people.
There were a lot of people.
Residents said they feared the lyrics would be heard well beyond the fairgrounds' wooden fences, as well as the rocker fans that would be there and the potential for injuries.
So I remember our sweet employee, Meadow, went to the show. And she was wearing a T-shirt. What did it?
MC Escher.
It was MC Escher.
Artist.
The artist MC Escher. She had that shirt on. And
the
everybody,
hand drawn the hand.
Everybody was so paranoid about this show. There were cops everywhere and monitors everywhere. And they said they were afraid that for some reason there was going to be gang activity there. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why they thought that. But so some police officer or volunteer police officer said to Meadow, that shirt is a gang shirt. You can't wear it into the concert.
Because it had MC on it.
Yeah, and she said, "What? No, it's not. As an artist, you can't wear it." And so she, right in front of him, took off the shirt.
Yep.
Exposing her brassiere, and turned it inside out and put it back on and said, "There, how's that?" And I guess they let her go.
They let her go. No, they were. I got phone calls from relatives.
Yeah, I remember that.
Should we be concerned? I mean, our neighbor is going to have their pets inside their house. And, I'm like, no.
Apparently, they tried to collect $10 from every Spanish Fork resident to try to pay the band off. We'll just pay you not to come. So somebody had a petition to collect $10 from every Spanish Fork
According to
resident.
this, I think they were successful. They collected a lot of money, and the band said, "No, we're not taking the money."
And nothing bad happened.
Well,
it was fine.
I don't know. There are probably people. Mr. Money is still concerned and still scarred by it. Stephen Money, the manager of the fairgrounds.
Our friend Dale, weighing in on this, his wife Tamis punched a guy who purposely elbowed her in the mosh pit at the show. It was hot, so hot, knocked him out cold.
I can't imagine Tamis knocking someone out.
And I tweeted a link to the story, and there's video of the concert and the protesters and.
There are about 50 protesters, apparently.
If you want to go to my Twitter feed at RFH Gina. And it's great because this was 1996, so it's kind of fun to see what people were wearing in 1996.
Hey, I know some of these people.
Yeah.
They're our listeners.
Yes.
Yeah, they're ne'er-do-wells. And probably a lot of these people have gone on to hold responsible positions in government and industry. How dare they?
I know, right?
Yeah.
There's just so much to this. We were lectured in school about how Ozzy Osbourne was going to drag us all to hell.
No, you were, Carrie. They talked about that, didn't they?
No, I was, and before that, when I was in high school, it was the Beatles were a communist conspiracy, and there were secret messages, communist messages, and satanic messages in Beatles music.
Kiss was Knights in Satan's Service.
Yeah.
AC/DC was Antichrist, Devil Children.
No, they just want your money.
Yeah. I mean, again, Ozzy was the fine example. He was the one who's going to drag us all to hell. He couldn't operate a garbage disposal.
Alice Cooper.
The devil is not involved.
I've just been listening to an interview with Alice Cooper who said, this was just a gimmick. I really prefer Broadway show tunes. I always did.
But this seems to make money.
Made money.
Exactly. All right. Let's move on then. We got stuff coming up here.
Oh, we have a giveaway we have to do.
Right now?
How about when we come back?
What is it you want to give away?
Real Salt Lake tickets.
Real Salt Lake tickets when we get back. Okay. Salt Lake Comic-Con next weekend. Are you ready? I'm barely ready.
What do I have to do to get ready?
Well, my 13-year-old daughter is going to go to Comic-Con and cosplay.
Is she going to cosplay?
Yeah.
What's she going to cosplay as?
I can't remember what the names of the characters are.
All right,
something obscure.
All right, SaltLakeComicCon.com is where you can get you can see the full lineup and purchase tickets there. It's presented by Wasatch Front Subaru Retailers and Subaru of America, Inc. All kinds of famous people going to be there. The celebrities: Dick Van Dyke, Elijah Wood, Stephen Amell, Val Kilmer, John Bernthal. Let's see, John and Joan Cusack. You got Back to the Future stars on the same stage: Christopher Lloyd and Thomas F. Wilson.
Wow.
Biff.
Mm-hmm.
Biff Tannen.
Biff. Rooker is going to be there. Rob Schneider. Whole lot more. So geek out with the stars of your favorite fandoms. And, you can cosplay as well. And there's cosplay contests and, of course, panels on just about everything. I'm doing an Adam West Batman panel this time around. And you can see Geek Show live there as well. So it's next weekend. Get your tickets now before they are gone. SaltLakeComicCon.com. The Radio from Hell Not Safe for Work episode is online now.
We played Den of Lies.
Sister Dottie was there.
I told the story so filthy I could never tell it on the radio.
We may have cursed a time or 10 using, the big swears.
You know what you ought to do? Download the Not Safe for Work episode of the Radio from Hell show right now wherever you get your podcasts. Do it. I'm not messing around. Do it now.
Homeowners, do you have low water pressure in your house? When you flush a toilet, does the person in the shower have to run for cover so they don't get scalded? Or have you or your neighbors had leaks in their pipes? Many people don't realize that these problems are caused by old pipes that are either corroding down to a trickle or just plain springing a leak. Fortunately, this problem can be solved by repiping your home. I'm Jeff Butler of Repipe Specialists. We've helped over 30,000 homeowners just like you by replacing their old corroded pipes with new, high-quality PEX or copper pipes. It only takes us 1 or 2 days to repipe an entire home. Plus, we patch the walls and give you a lifetime guarantee. And in celebration of 20 years of repiping, right now on approved credit, when you repipe with us, we'll give you 0% interest for an entire year. That's right, a repipe, wall patching, and a lifetime guarantee, all at 0% interest.
Call now, 888-584-2311. 888-584-2311. 888-584-2311.
She's my daughter.
RSL fans, have you checked out the America First Credit Union Pavilion at Rio Tinto Stadium? Feed your family and friends or the entire company with this amazing opportunity. Exclusive entry to the stadium, R&R barbecue, unlimited drinks, plus live entertainment and playgrounds for the kids. Join us September 16th in a big Western Conference grudge match against the Portland Timbers.
Saturday night soccer, Western Conference style.
The space is filling up quickly, so call us at 801-727-2701. We'll see you at the Rite Aid. Go RSL.
Hello, baby! Hello, baby!
At Subway, Monday is no longer Monday. It's Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki Day. That's the $3.50 sub of the day. Subway has a different 6-inch sub of the day every day of the week. Each has no artificial flavors or colors from artificial sources. For just $3.50, it's a great sub for a great price. Wednesday, that's Turkey Breast Day. Friday, Tuna Day. The $3.50 sub of the day. Every day at Subway. At participating restaurants, additional charges for extras and deluxe. Plus tax. May not be combined with other offers, coupons, or discount cards.
Just kidding.
All clear,
Heather.
Sergeant.
The line is secure, sir.
Listen closely and do exactly as I say. Brand new strong Volkswagens 10.9.
Sir, the best we've ever done is 11.9. It's strong Volkswagen.
Now it's 10.9. Brand new 2017 Jettas from just 10.9. Hurry while supplies last.
Sir, what about Passats?
13.9.
And Golf all-track wagons?
19.9. All with absolutely zero out of pocket.
Great Scott!
At Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City.
We're on it, sir.
And Sergeant, tell them about Strong's lifetime warranty, no charge.
Are you
Troops, I need a lifetime warranty on every new and pre-owned. Sir! Your engine, transmission, driveline, even turbos. Warranted for life, no charge.
Plus lifetime car washes, paint touch-up, loaner cars, dent and glass repair.
All no charge for life.
New Volkswagens 10.9.
Hurry while supplies last.
At Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City.
1070 South Main Street in the heart of Salt Lake City. Get details at strongvw.com.
strongvw.com.
Two News This Morning has one job: prepare you for the day.
Good morning. We start with breaking news.
2 News is first to report alerting.
Well, this morning we have a lot of closures in downtown. Police are alerting people of a
says a lot to me, and because when I sat down by the baby, and maybe this is why she cried, I went, "Hi, honey. God, your breath stinks." That's why she cried. That's why she cried.
and then like it.
We have tickets to give away.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Real Salt Lake is hosting Portland Timbers this Saturday, 8 p.m. And you can buy tickets by just going to realsaltlake.com, go to the Rio Tinto Stadium box office, call them 844-REAL-TICKS, or win them right now from us. Just call. Okay. 877-602-9696.
I'm kind of mad at Bill Frost.
Why are you mad at Bill Frost?
Because I'm sure he said yesterday on his TV deal that he said, so tomorrow night, anyway, whenever it's on, this is going to be the final episode of The Strain.
Yes.
So I was expecting that the one in my queue that recorded was the final episode.
Was it not?
It was not. The final episode is next week.
Oh, so he was off a week.
He was either off a week or
You're off because he...
It's because I recorded
because it's Sunday, right?
Sunday,
yeah.
But in my head I went, the one I have, it's the final episode. Thank God it's the final episode.
Oh.
And so I'm watching it last night with my wife, and it's going on. And I said, how can they possibly resolve this in the next 15, 20 minutes? How can they resolve? They can't.
Don't be mad at Bill Frost.
No, yeah, I misunderstood him, but I was so pissed that I have to watch one more episode of that awful show.
Do you not like the show?
No, I can't stand it anymore.
We're hate watching it.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. It's hate watching.
It's just because
you're invested and you don't want to walk
invested.
away. You got to find out how it is.
Well, yeah, it's just like me with Twin Peaks.
And this kid and the son has a big part in this episode I just watched last night, and he's horrible. I hate that show.
Is he as bad as Carl?
Coral? Oh, much worse.
He's worse than Coral.
Much worse than Carl. But I was talking to a guy the other day, Carrie, who loved this Twin Peaks.
Really?
Thought it was brilliant. And I read a review, so I didn't read the whole review because
you don't care.
I don't care. But they said the review was glowing. They loved it.
It was terrible.
But again, you watched the whole thing.
They may love it, but I disagree with them. I thought it was just awful.
Yeah.
There was just,
Did you like the original?
I liked the first season of the original, yeah.
Yeah, and then it kind of fell apart.
Second season fell apart.
That show was just weird.
Yeah. The people who like this return, are probably also fans of Fire Walk with Me. Because that's what this whole season was like.
That was a movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Based on, it was Twin Peaks.
It was Twin Peaks, but that's what this whole season was like. Was Fire Walk with Me, and it was just ugh.
You saw that movie in Paris.
Yeah, we did.
The problem is they're bringing back all these shows from the 90s, and they're bringing back all the wrong ones. Like they're bringing back X-Files.
What one should they bring back?
Wings.
Well, that was pretty funny, actually.
Northern Exposure. I want a modern take on Northern Exposure.
Well,
they live in Alaska. There's a moose in the street.
Well, Northern Exposure was quirky and interesting and usually pretty good, but they can't bring that.
30-something?
No. Oh God. We have they did
No,
bring
I
it back.
kinda
It's
like
called
30-something.
It's called what is it? What's that?
They brought it back.
What's it called now?
Well, they did bring it back 40-something.
Yeah,
they brought it back.
What's that show that's on now? This Is Us.
This Is Us.
Which
That's
is
the
a
new
good
30-something.
But
why do you hate emotions?
I don't hate honest emotion.
I
I
want to know. I want
that
Northern
are designed
Exposure
to make you cry.
Northern Exposure needs to come back. That's what I said.
I like that.
I'm taking a
There was a
stand.
story arc that had Adam Ant in it.
Yes, that's right.
I have a better idea. I'm going to pitch it to you right now.
Okay, I'm listening.
It's about an expatriate who lives in Mexico and call it Southern Exposure.
Ooh.
And all the quirky characters in his town. There you go. Run with that.
That was Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
No, it'd have to be a doctor that couldn't get into medical school.
Right. There you go.
In America, so he has to go to medical school.
You've got the fish out of water.
Yes.
Exactly.
Fish out of water storyline.
And there are weird characters in the town.
Yeah. No, that'll
right.
work too because there are really strange little towns in New Mexico.
And there's a chihuahua walking through the street in the opening scene.
Well, we could do an armadillo.
Oh, you know that's better. Armadillo.
Yeah. Have an episode about a chupacabra, See?
No, and
There, run with that.
Shape-shifting Indians that turn into wolves and stuff.
Skinwalkers.
Yeah, skinwalkers. There are a lot of those in New Mexico.
Run with that. There you go.
I'm on board.
Write that today. There's your.
It's $1 million
something
idea.
to do during your show.
Executive producer Kerry Jackson.
Should we do the promo?
Yes.
On Wednesday's Radio from Hell show.
At 6:45 and 8:45, it's Things That Must Go. Please send yours to radiofromhell@x96.com, and you could win a Prohibition gift card.
At 7:45, we'll do Hello, Yeah, What? That's the chance for you to call in and talk to us about whatever you want.
And then at 9, Corey tells us all about the community events in this community and concerts in this community as well.
That's all on Wednesday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
There you go.
That was all right.
I'm sick.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm sick.
He's not feeling well.
What's wrong?
I have a cold.
Sorry.
Well, thanks for your sympathy.
You want me to take my shirt off for you?
That doesn't help anything.
Why would I want that?
What would that help?
The healing powers of my dad bod, dude.
Yeah. You know, you sound like a pervert. That's what you sound like.
Got the healing powers.
You're a pervert is what you are.
Call it first aid. I call it last aid.
Yes.
That's the only thing you'll need.
I have no idea what you're talking about at this point.
Taking my shirt off.
I think we should be done.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you have to present
I
today?
have Comic-Con tickets, Third Eye Blind tickets, and Real Salt Lake tickets.
All right. Thank you very much. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Where are them spud nuts?
That's it.
I didn't write anything down.
You really didn't try today at all,
there
did
was a
you?
bunch.
I
There was a
usually write
bunch.
something down.
John Smith is next.
Come on, keep listening.
A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts now. Utah's original alternative, X96.